What is up? Welcome to another Nerdporial review, and we're talking about Better Call Saul, season 6, episode 7, called what is it called? It's called Execute or Plan and Execution.
Who cares what it's called?
This I'll just say this. Wow, what an episode! But before I go any further, I am Brian, the host, the Nerdporial life form himself, a guy who calls himself the
Admiral.
And joining me is Steve, the Prophet of the Dragon himself. What's
Hey,
going
guys.
on?
Whew. I'm happy. That was a good episode, man. I'm ready for it.
I literally screamed. I was like, no!
Ryder, what are you doing? We got a whole episode to go through.
Yeah. So, with that,
I knew it, by the way. I knew it.
I couldn't believe it. I'm just like, whoa. So we're up against freaking Talking Saul. So you guys that are here, I appreciate you trying to get this. We don't have Bob Odenkirk, Ray Seahorn, or of course Howard Hamill himself. I can't think of his name. Patrick Fabian, and of course the GOAT himself. Well, almost GOAT. The GOAT himself, Peter Gould, who wrote this. So hey, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I didn't think they were going to end it like this. I did not think they were going to end it. Like it was a shorter scene than the episode 9 of season 5 when Lalo pays them a visit. So I'm guessing
it was a pretty long episode too. At least it felt long. I mean, I wasn't happy it ended, but it felt like it was a longer episode. And then the little tiny stinger at the end was sort of cool. So that'll be fun to talk about when we get there. But
now you gotta wait 6 weeks. Now, now compare this to how season 5 or how the first half of season 5 ended of Breaking Bad. Remember, Hank's on the toilet. He sees the book, WW. Then he looks down. He figures it out. Then he do a close up of his eyes. And he's like this.
Yeah, no.
And then you had to wait a whole year. You had to wait 13 to 14 months for that.
Yeah, pretty much gotten this down to a science, haven't they? Because I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm already ready for the next batch. Because we had some slow episodes in there. And this one did not disappoint. I was cruising for a little bit, and I was just like, okay, what's going? And then it just went right up to 60. It was just like, wow, okay, I'm here for it.
And of course, I gotta address what the Judo Joker says. If you have not watched the episode, you need to click out now because we're gonna go through spoilers galore.
Yep,
so
don't ruin it.
Just get a 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right.
Yeah.
So. Ray talk about this episode? Because I know
no, because if we talk about it, then we have to wait.
I only think my eyes are dilated. I'm hyper, but I don't think my eyes are dilated the way Howard's was.
Oh, good Lord! Like so much, so good. Yes, I am ready.
I was like, is this going to pay off? And it did. This episode pays off everything. Like people were complaining. Like you go on Facebook, you go on Twitter, people were complaining about how slow the last few episodes were. Well, you have to. I mean, you had that payoff with. Well, I wouldn't call it a payoff, but because we lost Nacho, but it paid off. I mean, that really ended his arc, and it ended in a way that was one of the best episodes I've ever seen.
I mean, they can't all be like freaking home run. I mean, that's not fair. They all can't be pedal down 100 miles an hour. You got to have some of those slow ones that make the big ones even better. And now just think about, I mean, the second half of the season, what they've set up. I mean, there's so much when we come back in what was it? Did you say 6 weeks?
It comes back on July 11th.
Yeah. So July 11th, I mean, get ready. It's probably going to be a sprint to the end, I would think. I mean, there's a ton to wrap up, and then wherever we go from there. I mean, it's 5 more episodes, right?
6 more episodes.
So okay, so yeah, so
I'm thinking the next 3 are going to be typical season, and then the last 3 episodes 11, 12, and 13, which is unprecedented. They didn't do 11, 12, and 13 in a Better Call Saul. Every season of Better Call Saul was 10 episodes.
Yeah,
so I'm guessing the last 3 are going to be Gene-centric episodes.
Yeah, I think especially at this point. I mean, I don't want to get to talking about what potentially could be going on in the next episodes until we get there. But it's gonna. They've set up beautifully for the end for the end run here. They have set it up. They have teed it up. Yeah.
I'm going to say this right now.
They could almost ended
because
it now.
I think because of what happened to Howard, I think this is where Jimmy. This is the spring that starts to divide Jimmy and Kim. They're gonna. This is going to be the linchpin that begins the end of their relationship.
Probably. I mean,
this is what I think it is.
I'm not sure how that's going to catalyze, but I mean, it would make sense.
I don't know how they're going to make it look because it looks bad that there's a dead body. A dead body in their apartment.
Wrap it up in the carpet.
And now
like it's one of those. If anything, Saul has proven he can rise to the occasion when it comes to that type of stuff. So, I mean, he's got Yule and his cast of characters he can call on.
Yeah.
So I think that might be, and he's got his whole clientele. I mean, free or legal advice, come help me out, right?
Yeah.
So I think you're right. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, like how this being the catalyst of them finally separating, or maybe not. I mean, who knows? Maybe she just. Who knows? They keep you guessing so well in the show. Anything's possible.
Yeah, I just my heart dropped when I saw the way their faces completely dropped because they were just like they're like Howard, you have to go, and
we're starting at the end
looking,
first.
and then they turned, and then they're like, then their faces went to complete horror. I was like, then I started getting.
We're going right to the end.
I know.
Going right to the end.
I know. Okay. I know.
I'm fine. Let's go right to the end.
Suffering
because
I don't want to go right to the end. I'm just saying this is I just have to get this out of my system. So yeah. So all right. So okay. So we got some opinions here. So Judo Joker says Kim ain't leaving Jimmy. I think she's going to double down.
She might.
I'm worried about her now, but then I don't think there's any hint. I still say that in Breaking Bad, they simply get a divorce or they go their own way or something. That's
they may end up being they split to keep her safe.
Maybe that could be too.
I mean,
she might want to leave Albuquerque because of this.
Well, she might
go back to Nebraska.
Yeah, I don't know. It may be something to keep her safe. Jimmy may just take no for not take no for an answer. She might get scared, which I don't really see. I mean, I don't think she scares that easily.
Yeah,
but I mean, who knows? It could be any number of things that separate them or don't. There's always that behind the scenes Kim theory going around too. So.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's go back and let's start the episode. Let's go through the episode. And like usual, to show that I took notes. All right.
Good, because I didn't. We're at 20 people, so thanks for joining us, everybody. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, thank you. This is awesome. And once again, Talking Saul's on too. Chris Hardwick himself, which I used to watch I think I watched seasons 2 and 3. And seasons 2 and 3 of Talking Saul I used to watch. So.
I used to watch those all the time, but it's becomes a little bit we talk to our the chat here, so everybody's involved. So I think this is a better mod. I wish we had Bob Odenkirk, but
well, Bob Odenkirk would give us maybe 15 minutes, then he'd run off because that's what Bob Odenkirk does. You see him at the panel, he just kind of zipped off.
Yeah, he looks so uninterested in the promo. He's just like, hey, yeah, I'm here, I'm obligated.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to say welcome to, once again, Ryder Heber is here. Thanks for coming by. Judo Joker's here. Tom Forsyth. And Ron Quay is here. What's up, Ron Quay? This could be the reason she ends up using. Oh, that'll be interesting to talk about after we get through the episode. Yours truly is here. Kim is gone. We'll have to talk about this. This is a lot to talk about.
So a lot to unpack. Absolutely.
But yeah, before we go any further, if you like this, hit the like button, and if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to continue doing Better Call Saul content. I'll be doing the Orville as well. That's going to be next week. So I'm going to be covering certain really good television shows that
Orville's starting back up.
What's up?
Orville's starting back up.
Yeah, next week.
I didn't even know.
Next week Thursday.
Got June that in Stranger Things, man. It's going to be.
Yeah,
stuff showing up. All right.
Yeah, and then after that, I'm probably gonna cover House of the Dragon, despite
Oh
season 8 of
God!
the sword
If you want,
Game of
I can
Thrones
do that.
trope.
I can tear that to shreds with you. All right, let's focus. We'll talk
All right,
about that later.
all right, so
Focus.
all right, so plan execution episode 707, scene 1. We're at night and we're on the street. I wrote this like a script. Okay, so someone is coming out of a manhole. It's dark, and I'm like, who is that? It's Lalo. He's back. He's back in New Mexico. So he was in Germany in the last couple episodes. He visits Margarete to
No,
find
no
out,
Kai.
getting information.
A little
Luckily,
disciplined. No Kai.
yeah, I was surprised. No, I was so happy she didn't get hurt, because I was
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
It felt like watching a horror movie when she was going up the stairs and he was up there, twisting on his silencer.
yeah.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. But luckily, he got out. He found something that that was good enough. He got out, and then of course he goes and he pays a visit to what was his name again? Casper, or the one that spits at Mike.
He
I
said
forget his name.
Croatia. Like he called him a Croatian. And he said he put up a. I don't remember, but
I don't know
I
why
think
he
it was
called him.
Casper, but he called him the feisty Croatian. I think is what he called him. Put up a good
Yeah,
fight.
I'm like Croatian. I'm like,
Like,
really?
yeah. Who knew, right?
Yeah, exactly. So 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 he visits him, manages to cut him with a razor blade hidden behind a business card, and then cuts off his foot with the axe that Casper was using to chop wood. Captain Kirk style in Star Trek Generations, if you've seen it.
Yeah. Not
So
expecting this on.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so Lalo gets up. He gets up, goes to his car, he changes, he puts on flip flops, and I'm like, he's back. I literally write down, he's back in exclamations in all caps. So he goes to the gas station. I'm like, what's he doing in the gas station? Well, apparently they have showers in some gas stations. Not the gas stations I ever visited.
Oh
Had
yeah, no,
showers, but
that's a truck stop gas station. Anything like Love's or Flying J or Pilot, they'll
yeah.
have showers in there. So that's. I was like, oh, I've seen those before. So
Welcome, Random Apple. Yeah, I can't believe that ending either. All right, so so we're in the gas station. He goes and takes a shower. It's like, why is he taking a shower? Well, he was in the sewer, and he's probably been there for a long time, so he probably stinks. So
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if like that was him getting back into the country, like
yeah, I wasn't sure either.
or I wasn't exactly sure where it was
I
going,
wasn't.
other than he was in the sewer and
Yeah,
probably smelled, so he wanted to
I
shower.
wasn't even sure if he was in the country until we see the New Mexico license plate. They were like, okay, he's back in New Mexico.
Yeah.
So he takes a shower, and then he drives back, goes back down the manhole, and we find out that he has a spot where he does surveillance. So he knows he was able to get a whole bunch of information, which I'm surprised Casper knew. Apparently, he knew about the meth lab, the secret meth lab. He knew about what do you call it? He knew about the lavanderia. I guess
Yeah.
he did know more than we thought he did, or at least I thought he did. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you're put under enough pressure, your little details will come out. I guess. All it really needs to slip is it's a laundromat, and I think Lalo's smart enough. He can put some stuff together. Obviously, laundromat. I mean, Casper didn't even need to know it was in Albuquerque. Lalo knows something's going on in Albuquerque. So it's one of those, if Casper just let it slip, there was like laundry trucks or laundry laundry based, right?
he probably did the math.
Little investigating, he could do the math and find it,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
okay, I could
there are a lot of trucks outside that, somebody observant will figure out. Like, obviously, Lalo's observant figured it out real quick.
Yeah.
Being careful, but not careful enough to get by me, right?
Yeah. And so here, Judo Joker has a good thing, and this is something that a lot of shows have dropped the ball on. Chekhov's gun, or in this case, in his case, Chekhov's silencer. If Lalo shows his silencer, it must be used. Plan and execution. We should have seen this coming. Yeah, I know. Because when I think plan and execution, I was thinking of Jimmy and Kim and their little heist against
double meaning, heist. Right? I mean,
yeah,
double meaning for this episode. Absolutely.
That's how good these writers are. Like they put a lot of thought into the planning of this. So I can truly appreciate that. I keep telling people, reason why I like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, there's a consistency. We get to see execution. as opposed to them just telling us things. They show us, they don't tell us.
Absolutely.
And one thing I liked, another thing is I like the consistency. It's something that's very nerd accessible, something that, there's always something to take away from repeated viewings. It's very enjoyable. And if you guys are not into Star Trek, the old Trek from the 90s, and even, well, the original series not so much, but the old Trek from the 90s that had all those shows that were interconnected together, it has that same feeling. Hence why I love these shows as opposed to the stuff that they're making now, which are not consistent in my opinion. So but yeah, so that's scene one. So let's go on to scene two. So scene two, we see a shopping cart, and we see the actor who's playing the judge. I forget the old guy's name, but he's apparently works at like a Walmart, and he's basically moving carts outside. He's wearing like a vest, and he's wearing like a yellow vest, and he's moving carts. So that's his day job. So he wants to be an actor, but yeah, he's working a minimum wage job at Walmart, or a Walmart.
Yeah, it's just a Walmart, like, yeah.
A Walmart, copy. So Saul just drives up. He's like, "Get in! I'll pay you $400. We got to do this." And he's like, "I have a break in an hour. I can't just leave. It's my job. It's my livelihood." He's like, "Don't worry. I'll tell them. I'll threaten them with wrongful ageist termination or something." He came up with so many ideas to
I'll sue them. I'll just sue them. Get in the car. Whatever you need me to sue him for, get in the car. Get in the car.
Yeah, exactly. So he gets in the car because he's easy to convince. And then, of course, we go in the next shot. So we see the camera guy. He's teaching a college course. He's a complete condescending jerk, like he always is. I can't think of his name, but he's camera guy. He's the one who always rolls his eyes. He wears the glasses. He's like, nobody holds the camera except for me.
Yeah.
You guys, he literally tells the class, like, you guys are amateurs. And you're gonna be using this. And the teacher, and then the what was it? The student raises her hand and says, "Professor Tanis told us we could use the best." And he's like, "Well, I'm the equipment guy, and I disagree with the Professor Tanis." And if you don't get Professor Tanis, Tanis is the name of the dig in Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Egyptian dig. Where Indy, Indy's a professor, and he has that little meeting with them, and that's I think that's where they got the name Tanis.
Is it? Okay.
That's the dig.
I didn't know that. That's good.
There's references that I got. There's a later reference that I'll even go further because I read about this, but let's keep going. So Saul shows up for him, and he's like, "I'm not going to do it." All right. He's like, "I'll give you $500. He's like, "We did for $100 yesterday." "Well, I want $500 now." Okay, done. Okay,
he's great. He's great. You know what? For how awkward the dude is, he knows he's got him over a barrel every time when he's got him. It's just like, I can parlay this into more money.
When you show that's why when you negotiate, you do not show desperation that way, or you're screwed.
Yeah, he probably could have got more out of him. I mean, so
it's like in Godfather. You talk. When you should listen. I spoil my children too much. Something like that. You don't tell your right hand what your left hand. So you don't tell. You have to be. Yeah. In this case, Jimmy couldn't avoid it.
Yeah. Right.
Jimmy couldn't avoid it.
No,
they were in a rush. He had to do it. So that's the
thing. What else is he gonna do? I mean, that's why I said he probably could have got more money.
Look who's here.
Hey,
the head wolf brother himself. Thank you for coming by. This episode, Salty. This episode was crazy. Like, I'm hyper right now because of what happened at the end.
You gotta watch this show.
Freaking cliffhanger. Oh,
so good.
Yeah. So
excellent. Gotta watch it.
Yeah. So all right. So the shoot is pretty much prepped up, and of course, makeup girl. I can't figure. She's dressed up in a costume from the Dark Crystal. Remember the Dark Crystal from the Jim Henson movie from 1982, which was a great movie.
I couldn't figure it out what it was initially.
Gary Kurtz produced that movie instead of Return of the Jedi, and it might be a better movie. Might be a better movie than might disagree.
I never got into the Dark Crystal much.
The first movie's really good. I liked it.
Yeah, it was never really my deal, but
I never saw the Netflix the sequel or the prequel that Netflix made. But hey,
I heard it was good, but like I said, it wasn't my deal. But
yeah. If you don't
I couldn't figure out what she was dressed as. I couldn't tell if she was an elf or what. I'm like, what? And then it's like, okay, they explained it. It was good. So
all right. So let's keep going. So So Kim shows up and she's got all the materials to make a cast because, like, last week Jimmy finds out that the judge or the mediator, what was his name, Raul Casanero or something. He had I think he had a cast and a sling on his left arm, and the pictures they took before, just had him, without any cast. So they have to reshoot it with him. So hey, so Kim is like, Kim brings the stuff, and Jimmy's like, well, Kim, you could still make it to the thing. Why don't you just go drive, and millions of miles an hour, and you'll still make it? And she's like, no,
She's
my
like,
place
nope,
is here. So she is in. She is so in on this. So she doesn't care about that anymore.
Deep down, she she wanted to be there for it. It was one of those. This is their plan coming to fruition. You're gonna miss the grand finale. Come on. So
yeah, and of course it's funny. I love it when they shoot people shooting things. So you get to see like the culture of shooting a video and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Especially especially like, hold it, cut. No, you have to stand here. You got to do it this way because it's funny. It's just funny because it's just funny to see because it gets very crazy.
I laughed at the guy holding the leaf. Like the boom mic guy.
Their shoes are away. Get the shoes out.
He's just holding a branch out, just like because he's got a sound thing to do. He's just holding a branch. Just like everybody's got to do their part, right? I'm the branch holder this time.
So I just love it when they show like people acting, seeing the production aspect because it can get pretty crazy because there's just so much work that has to do, so much time, especially within the time limit they had. Like they were freaking like going.
Oh God, like man, yeah, they under pressure, under the gun, they nailed it.
Yeah, so they're developing the photos and they're in the red room, and they're like, can we do this any faster? And the camera guy is like, no. Can't rush the process.
No.
And so of course they look at the pictures, they pick them, and they put that solution on it. And I'm like, what solution are they putting on? Then I'm like, oh, it's the stuff they got from that doctor, the vet, the stuff that makes your eyes freaking dilate like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So they put that on, and then
okay. You know what? I didn't realize that until you just said that. It's like, okay, that's what that was. So, and obviously it was making him hot, right? Yeah. So whatever. Yeah. So go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and then of
sorry,
course,
I knew they did something, but
they take the pictures, they put them in the envelope, and Jimmy is running and running. He's like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Then he throws it in this car, and it's the guy, it's the PI that Howard hired.
I'm like, oh my God, it's his man. It's like, oh, it's you knew.
I literally wrote it down here.
But you knew it, right?
Wow.
You knew there were 3 steps ahead of him. You knew it, like from the beginning. It's like Howard thinks he's got him over a barrel here. Somehow they're out in front of this way out, and it's like there it is. It is. There's no PI at all. That's their guy.
And not only that, but like when you go back a couple episodes, when Jimmy gets in the boxing thing with Howard, they're laying in bed, and the last thing Kim says in the episode to him is, "You know what happens next?" And we're like, See, this is what I love about. Once again, what I love about the show is they don't tell you everything that they're going to do. We wait for it to execute. It's the same thing happened in the old Mission Impossible show, where we have an idea of what they want to accomplish, but we don't know the full execution. We don't know everything that they're going to do, and that's the part of the thrill of watching these shows, is seeing how everything gets executed, and it's just awesome. I love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they lay the breadcrumbs and then they pay you off. I mean, they let you. It's great storytelling because, like, just think of all the theories and just in this season that we've all talked about. Chaz talked about, you and me have talked about, all the things that possibly could be happening from the little hints and little things that they've dropped for us to pick up and think about, and then they don't just leave you hanging. They go, okay, well, this is what's happened. Okay, what did you guys guess? Okay, here's the truth, right? It's almost like pulling back the curtains. Like, okay, you've all had a week to figure out your theories. Here's the truth, right? And so it's really someone who's always from fantasy novels and stuff, theory crafted about what's going to happen next in the next book. It's really fun to think about what could happen here, and then seeing what actually happens, right?
Yeah, same for
very rewarding.
Song of Ice and Fire. So But
Yeah,
that
well,
book,
we
that
obviously,
book is never coming out
well,
because, and George is still complaining about fans hounding him about the book. Like, the guy's got no self-awareness whatsoever.
you like my book too much? Here's a table talk book that has nothing to do with anything.
Or read someone
Whatever.
else's book. Why, leave me alone. I have my money. Leave me alone. I'll work on what I want. Jeez. Entitled
Yeah,
fans,
I
entitled
don't.
customers demanding work from me.
It's only been 10 years or whatever.
So, all right.
Sorry,
So let's
sorry.
keep going. So now we're on to scene 3. So HHM boardroom. So once again, Howard walks in and makes sure everything is in order. He goes into the boardroom, everything's in order. He's like he moves stuff around. He sees a chair that's kind of missing, like kind of off a little bit. He takes it away. So he's super excited for this mediation. So, and of course we see a young guy. I don't know if he's an intern or he's one of the lower attorneys or attorney techs or whatever you call them. And he brings in all the ginger ale. It's ginger ale. He drops them because he's surprised that the partner himself is in the office doing that. And of course, we learn a little bit about Chuck, how you can if you turn the can a few times, it will not explode when you drop them or when you shake them up. And we see a big portrait of Chuck McGill, of course. I'm still curious if we might see Michael McKean once more.
I found that, I don't know. I find that portrait creepy. I don't know why. It's just sort of, it creeps me out. I don't know why, but go ahead. Like, it's just a creepy.
Maybe you're going Howard too. Maybe you're going to be like, maybe you're going in the Howard direction.
Maybe I've been dosed.
Maybe I pulled something on you.
No. Yeah. What's behind the picture? Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
He's alive.
Peak eyes,
He's alive.
Yeah. So there was a nice little conversation he had with the young guy, Carrie. I believe Carrie Anderson was his name, and he's like, who's Chuck? Who's Chuck McGill? He's like, he's the M in HHM. He's their best. I think he said he was their best litigator. So hey. I want to say hello before I go any further. I want to say hello to Mel MC. Hey, everyone. And Magic Ace. Missed this week's episode. Anything interesting happen? Oh, kidding. Yeah. If you didn't watch this episode, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be here. And Salty says it really helps. Yeah, it does help. Salty is absolutely right. It does help if you hit the like button, and if you like what I'm talking about, if you like the streams, hit the subscribe button. Just saying. Yeah, my shameless plug of the last 10 minutes. So, all right. So of course, he meets with Genadowski, who is the PI, and he shows him pictures, and we see him look at the picture of Jimmy handing off an envelope to the mediator, the actor, and of course, Howard does not recognize who the mediator is. It's not until the mediator walks into the boardroom that he starts to notice. But we're going to get a little ahead. So we have that little meeting, and he looks at the pictures, and he's like, okay. And then, of course, we go to the next scene, and you know who we see again? We see Mrs. Landry. She came back. Mrs. Landry. I was surprised she was not in the episode 5 with the other elderly.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh no, I hope nothing happened to the actress, because the actress is elderly.
Yeah. Live and kicking. Good.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to go back in time a little bit. The last time we saw her, I believe, was season 3, the second half of season 3, where Jimmy tries to turn all the other elderly against her because
he does the noble thing, and
he does the noble thing, and he calls Aaron, and Aaron he records himself and Aaron talking about like Aaron confronts him about what he's his scheme and stuff, and he allows the elderly to hear so that they don't completely shun or blackball Mrs. Landry, because
during good old chair aerobics they
why would you do that to a sweet lady like Mrs. Landry? I know Mrs. Landry goes along with the flow, doesn't really she's not the alpha type of personality, but she's such a sweet elderly lady. Don't do that to an elderly person. Come on, let their golden years be happy.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean,
that's Saul Goodman.
Yeah. Well, he does the right thing in the end. I mean, but
he does. He does. This is kind of before. This is right before his brother. I think this was shortly before his brother kicks the lantern and
Yep.
burns himself. So
Yeah, I think so.
but here it was like, okay, so we see them prepping her for the meeting. Everyone's showing up. The mediator, Schweikert and Coakley and his team. And they're basically saying we're not expecting to settle in at least another year or two. At least that's why I gathered.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Yeah.
And of course they want to make it seem like she's infirm. So they're like, come on, we'll take you in the wheelchair. And she's like, I don't know about this. I can just walk. And she's like, indulge. He's like, Howard's like, indulge us.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And she's like, okay, fine.
Yeah, him moving the chair around at the beginning of the episode. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's why I did it. Gotcha. So
yeah, and so he goes along. She goes along with it. They enter the boardroom, and then everybody greets each other professionally. Lawyers, typical lawyers. And of course we hear that we see Jimmy and Kim are listening in. They got the code from Francesca in the last episode. They got the code to dial in, so that's how they're able to do it. So Howard sees the mediator entering, and of course it's Rand Casimiro. And then, of course, Rand Casimiro, like any other judge, gives a nice little monologue talking about what they're doing.
Well, just the look on Howard's face when he walked in the room just cracked me up. I was just like, "Oh no, we're in for it." No, we're gonna have a galactic. Happen? He's sweating already. He's just sweating, and just like his face turns. You're like, "Oh no." Howard, keep it together. Like I'm sitting here with my hand, like Howard, keep it together, buddy. Keep it together, Howard.
Yeah, and it's he sees it, and then during the monologue, Howard interrupts and is like, just starts. He's like, you're in cahoots. He's like, you talk about compromise, but you've already been compromised, and the judge is like, excuse me,
like what?
Can you elaborate? And of course, Howard talks about the park. He talks about all the pictures, and they spent like a good minute of the judge basically explaining what he did. Like he literally states what he did. Like I got in early. I got some breakfast. He didn't get in.
He just goes over his morning.
He went over his morning. He's like, I did not spend it in the park.
Yeah, it's like,
because I'm guessing he came from Santa Fe, perhaps. I don't remember where he came from, but
yeah, but it's one of those. He full on like indulged him and said, here, this is exactly what I did. What's your point? So,
and I wrote down Cliff. Wow. Oh shit. I was writing my thoughts down too. I wasn't just taking notes. So,
well, because Cliff's like going, what is happening? Like, it's just so like, I think we've had a few people in chat say it's one of the best scenes they've ever seen. It just, the acting is just like all the facial expressions and just like all the low key, everybody just does their part so beautifully, and just like you buy into it. You're just like, you're just sitting there going, okay, let's watch this train wreck unfold, because that's what's.
Yeah, this
was definitely a train wreck. Yeah,
this was a great scene. Like I was freaking up in arms about how everything was gonna pay off, and it just everything paid off. Everything panned out. Howard looked like a raving lunatic. That was their plan. So they weren't planning on completely ruining him. They literally said, "Oh, you'll get back on your feet."
Well, I was surprised how bad I felt for Howard.
Yeah,
I felt pretty bad. I was like, "Damn, man, that was not good."
No, it wasn't. Like his behavior reminded me of Chuck's behavior when Jimmy he doctored the document in season at the end of season 2.
Freaking Jimmy! I mean, this time was
and
Kim,
that's how they how they lost Mesa Verde.
Jimmy and Kim totally just mind fucked him completely. He's just gone, and it's like it's an exact parallel, exactly the same thing that happened with Chuck. Was like they completely it was Saul, or Jimmy.
Yeah.
But the same thing, just completely just brain is now liquefied, done. It's melted, right?
Yeah. Because so the next thing that so they want proof. So Howard goes to Howard has his secretary go to the office and bring the envelope of all the pictures. the lady comes back, and they have we find
And
out
it's
that the
fucking
pictures were
headband.
swapped. It was a different person. It weren't the pictures
What?
he saw.
It's the
The
Boom Mike kid with his
uh,
headband and his his jogging
yeah,
suit. It's
yeah,
just like it's completely polar opposite to the way the
yeah,
mediator looks. It's like, and everyone just started looking at it, I was like, how could you think this is? It's like, what are you
yeah,
on, Howard? What is going on? He's just full on sweating. His tie is disheveled. He just like
yeah.
he's just spiraling. It's like, oh no, Howard, pull it together, Howard.
Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Oh my
Oh
gosh. And
man, it's so
we
good.
got another guest, Sheldon Wilson. That ending. What is up?
We're
All
gonna
right,
get
there we
there.
go.
We're gonna get there.
We're gonna get there. I mean, we're already kind of
Yes,
talking about
that
it. So
ending. Absolutely. We're gonna get there.
yeah.
Absolutely. Oof.
Once again, everybody that's here, we're up against, we have the one take that does their Saul cast, and of course we have Talking Saul itself. So you guys that are here, you guys are awesome. I appreciate it. This is just, we have to talk. We have to talk. Look at me. I'm freaking like Howard right now, and I don't even have any caffeine in my system.
Yeah, no, man. You're sweating. Your eyes are like pinholes. You're
They're
ready.
not dilated, are they?
They're
No,
pinholes. You're hyped.
pinholes.
Whoop.
Yeah, pinholes. All right, so let's keep going. So okay,
Focus.
so yeah, so they brought the pictures in, and they swapped them, and then of course Howard walks out of the boardroom, and Cliff follows him. He's like, Howard, what are you doing? He's like, we have to. He's like, if he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, what's going on with your eyes and
Yeah.
stuff? So it's just wow, it's crazy. And let's see, what else did I write here?
When he's like, he's basically just like, and Howard goes straight to, I'm not on. They did something to me. I'm not on drugs. Whatever it is wearing off. Look at my eyes. I'm not. He went right for, and then went right into conspiracy theory, which happened to be not conspiracy theory.
No,
It's a completely accurate theory. Like that was the other thing about it. He just laid it out. It's like, Jimmy did this, Jimmy did that,
Yep.
Jimmy did that. It's like,
Yep.
yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And Chuck's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You mean Cliff? You mean
Cliff? I'm sorry, Cliff. Yeah, Cliff.
Yeah.
He's like, what? No, but who would do that? He's about to get off. He loses money doing this. Why would he do this?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's always Jimmy this, it's always Jimmy that. He's like, well, Jimmy played me.
Oh my god! But it's just, I think that was what was made me laugh about it so much, was just Howard like laid it right out, the plan. He just they did this, and then somehow there was something on the picture because it was wet. So that's how I'm doing this, all this stuff. And then they did this, and they switched the pictures. The PI is in on it. They did, and I'm like, dude, he's right.
Yeah.
It's like, and I was just looking at him like, dude, come on, get some rest, buddy. It's like,
thank you for subscribing. All right,
so good.
Yeah,
so good.
And so next, the next thing we're going to talk is, okay, so Cliff yells at Howard outside. I already mentioned that. Howard runs upstairs, and so as Howard's running upstairs to figure everything out, we see that the mediator is leaving, and we see that Schweikert and his team are leaving too. And Schweikert, they're like, okay, we're going to go back on our older deal, and if we don't settle in a day, we're going to put it down to $1 million. And then we're going to put it down to another $1 million until you settle.
Yeah,
so they completely lost. They completely lost their position at the negotiating table.
Well, especially with the mediator there too. I mean, just that show of, it wasn't. Yeah. So I mean, it was a good. I mean, at least the old people are going to get their money, right? I mean,
yeah. So he basically, all that, and so they leave. So Cliff goes back upstairs to Howard's office. They talk, and of course, like you said, Howard just lays it all out. He's like, they completely played me. I know exactly what happened now, what exactly they were trying to do. Once again, Cliff is like, I don't know about that. He's not saying, he didn't quite say he doesn't believe him, but when you think of how he looked at him, he doesn't believe him.
No. No way in hell. Are you kidding? Well, especially because, on this stuff, Jimmy almost has deniability because, I mean, he's a practicing lawyer. So like you wouldn't think the need for money is like that big a deal, right? I guess. So anything that hurts Howard in these negotiations in turn hurts Jimmy. So nobody can understand why Jimmy would do that.
Yeah.
So he almost has deniability from that because they just like no sane person would deny themselves an extra $500,000 or whatever he's, you know,
Yeah.
could be earning from this, and it's like, well, uh, you don't know Saul Goodman, buddy.
No, you don't.
So it's
He literally says Jimmy is a child because he literally says Jimmy is a child, and
but Howard's ready to just go to court, and
go to trial.
Cliff has to lay it
And
down and
if
be
you go
like,
to
I will.
trial, it
Yeah,
costs a lot of money,
yeah, and
and it'll
Cliff
take a
basically.
lot more time.
Yeah, and Cliff said it straight out. I'm thinking of our clients, and if I have to, I will basically I'll destroy you. I'll
Exactly.
go to your partners and I'll destroy your name 100%. So
Yeah, that's one thing I was surprised. I thought Saul would get his Cadillac by at least in the first half of the season. So I guess we'll have to wait another 6 weeks to find out.
yeah,
So, um, but yeah, that was a heck of a thing, and that was a heck of a scene. And we see Jimmy's phone from their perspective, and we hear that I think we hear that Mrs. Landry decided to settle ultimately.
I wouldn't see how I don't know if I may have missed that, but how could she not have?
Yeah,
I
I'd
mean,
have to rewatch I'm definitely going to
after
rewatch the episode
that,
right after the stream.
after that display, even an old lady that's not sure what's going on, I think probably knows the writings on the wall. The meeting just took like 2 seconds, and everybody left. It's like,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
let's take the money I could get and let's be done with it. Which is still going to be, I think, it's a pretty handsome sum if I remember right for them.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, Jimmy, I think gets at least a mill and a half, maybe two. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot.
Yep.
So, all right. So, okay.
And
So,
Judo Joker said it too right there. It's the exact same scheme they pulled on Chuck, which is basically it it is with a little bit, a few
yeah,
little deviations, but for the most part, copies. Yep.
yeah,
Copies
exactly.
replaced. Copies replaced. Yep. Absolutely.
So glad I found this chat. Well, we're happy to have you. We're happy to have you. So,
Yeah.
wow, we have 24 people and nice. All right, I'm going to get to Leopold and Loeb later. I knew exactly who they're talking about, and we'll get to that
I
when
don't. So you elaborate. I would love
I'll
to.
elaborate. I'll elaborate
Good, because
when we get to
I
that.
was a
So,
little like, okay, go ahead.
so scene 4. So we're back with Lalo. We're back with Lalo, and
Lalo.
he's basically shooting a video himself. So it's not just Jimmy it's not just Saul and Kim that are shooting a video. He's also shooting his own video.
Well, and then hold on before because it cuts the commercial break goes to freaking them basically getting it on the couch while everything's falling apart on the like. Did you catch that?
Oh, okay. That's
After
because we see
everything,
the phone. We see the phone. So I didn't. Okay,
yeah,
I didn't
they're
catch
in the
that.
background. They're just going at it. Like
Oh,
they're
okay.
just
Yeah.
they're
Well, yeah.
going at it. They're just like this is
Just like
aphrodisiac for fucking Kim. Kim is just like it's on. Let's do it.
well, just like I think I forget. There was a point where they did something, and then she just completely started making out with him.
Yeah, so that's
I forget which
basically
situation it was. It
yeah,
was
they were
season
blurred out in the
3.
back, just going
Yeah,
for it on the couch. So
or
yep,
season 4, or I don't remember what it was. But
yep.
Don Forsyth says, I always think Leopold and Loeb were Broadway composers. No, they're not composers. I'll say that. They're not composers. Um, so, okay, so let's see. So we're scene 4. So we're back with Lalo. He's shooting his own little video he's shooting his own video for Don Eladio. Remember Don Eladio? Stephen Bauer from Scarface, he's always by the pool. Don Eladio is the head don of the entire cartel, the Juarez cartel, and he's always by a pool. He's smoking a cigar and he's by a
Yeah,
pool. All he does,
always.
and he gets money. He gets money because
That's all he does. He
he's the
gets money
don.
and
He gets his cut.
he
You
gets
don't get his
money and
cut, he's gonna
swims.
kill you because
That's what he does.
that's the criminal underworld for you. You gotta pay the bosses, or they're gonna, you know, you're gonna sleep with. Well, cartel they'll give you a Colombian necktie, even though they're in Mexico, but they'll give you a Colombian necktie anyways. So 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 he calls down. He basically makes the video for Donnie Laudio from the sewer. Talks about Mr. Fring's lavanderia, and of course he knows about. He talks about the Croatian. He talks about the Croatian, which I was like, I didn't know he was Croatian.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just forgot that he was German. I have no idea.
Maybe he is
And
Croatian living in Germany. It
yeah,
doesn't matter. Right?
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a melting pot in Europe now. So, and of course, he knows about the fact that dig that was done by led by Werner Ziegler was,
Werner Ziegler. Yeah.
yep, was the mother, as he says in this, mother of all meth labs, that underground tunnel.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's just a deduction, just
I'm
because
curious too.
I would think so, just because, I mean, a man of his intelligence obviously probably sees it and goes, I know what I'd put down there.
Did it? I didn't catch everything he said, but did he confirm that he killed the guy?
No. He said
Okay.
he said he was a tough, I think he said tough nut to crack or something like that, or he put up a fight. I forgot exactly how he quantified it, but like he basically, you got the idea that he put up a fight and didn't give up the information easily, but he succumbed. Obviously, I don't.
Oh, okay, so he dies, but the guy
I
died.
would assume he dies. I don't think I don't know if he says one way or the other,
Okay,
but
I'm
I would
curious if I
assume.
missed that. I'm curious
I
if I
mean,
missed the chat. If I missed that, let me know.
yeah, I
So,
don't. I don't. To be honest, I don't. If he said it, I missed it as well. But I don't think he says one way or the other. It just says he had a talk with him and found out. What he found out.
I know who L and L are, and it's almost a perfect analogy. I mean, kind of. I mean, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But okay, so Lalo calls Hector, and he hangs up. Lalo calls Hector,
Hmm.
but he hangs up, and then he basically.
Well, you know why he hung up, right?
I did not catch it, but he
So
starts getting violent.
he heard the clicking on the phone. He knew it was tapped. He knew the where Hector was. The phone lines were tapped.
Oh, that's what it
So
was.
so that's why he got pissed, because he's like clever chicken man. He tapped, excuse me, he tapped Hector's
Okay, so
the home's phone.
everything he said
So as soon as he said,
was disinformation.
one probably, now that I think about, the nurse is probably, because he's like, I can't speak Spanish. Can you say it in English? And then he starts saying this, I don't know if he said it was Lalo until the second one, but um, yeah, I
Because
mean, the phone was tapped.
so was the clicking. I did
Yeah,
not catch
the
that too.
clicking. He
That's
heard the
awesome. Thanks
clicking
for
on the phone, and he's
yeah,
like, click, 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 and he's like, he looks at the phone, he's like, close that bad boy up, because
yeah.
he's like, God
Because I'm like
damn it.
I didn't know what to make of that
Yep,
until we find out that that they recorded the
yep.
conversation that he had.
Yeah, so
So, but
so
that's
that's
going a little
why.
too
So
far.
yeah, so he knew at that point the jig was up. They knew 100% he was alive, and that's when he made the second phone call, and basically planted a new seed, knowing that they were listening. So we're
Well,
on
let's
Lalo
welcome.
talking to
Yeah,
the
let's
home.
welcome Electric Ninja 01. Yeah, we're on Lalo now. Lalo's basically calling Hector. That's how far we got. So we already got past the whole. We already got past the boardroom. The whole Howard thing with the
Mission
boardroom part.
accomplished. Yeah,
Mission freaking accomplished.
yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
So
Boom.
exactly. Boom. So okay, so that's why Lalo just starts. He throws his chair. He's like, "Ugh,
Yeah,
Chicken Man
yeah.
is smart."
Chicken man is smart. Yeah,
And
because
one thing I
yeah,
noticed, like they never call him Gus because I guess they see him as subhuman. That's why they just call him
yeah,
the Chicken Man.
yeah.
It's
He's
just
inferior. Yeah,
yeah, he's
the
inferior.
Chilean. Yeah,
The
he's inferior.
Chilean, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, oh, for a second I thought the way this was going down, I thought this was going to be resolved in this. For a split second, I
I
thought it was going to be resolved in this episode. I'm like, are they going to
For a
resolve
minute
this?
there, I thought, dude, are we doing this right now? Are we going for it? And then
Yeah.
I was glad. I was glad they showed some restraint, because, like, let's not go. It's like, I want to know what happens, but can let's draw it out a little bit. So,
Oh, I have to address this. So, Mister, the head of the Wolf Brothers himself, Salty Texas C, has a super chat for $2, and he says, "This is to celebrate you're enjoying a good show." I know, like
it's
I'm serious. I'm
fantastic.
trying to tell everybody. We're trying to tell everybody to watch the show. Breaking Bad is great, but this is a great show too. Like it's a slow burn, but it builds and it does pay off. It pays off
In
and stuff.
spades.
So This I did not think it was going to get. I did not think we were going to see what we were going to see. Like it just I mean just the fact that I'm
It's
smiling continuously. It says something.
it's very rewarding to be well, for lack of a better term, rewarded for watching, and that's what it felt like, especially tonight. Was just like, some of those episodes were a little bit slower, and it's like, well, you know what, you guys, you let us build up.
Yep.
Here you go, and
Yep.
now we're gonna build up some more, and then
Yep.
here you go. So, yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah. So yeah, like so once again, if you're new here and you haven't watched Better Call Saul, or if you don't want to be spoiled Better Call Saul, do not once again click out because you're not going to want to hear this. You got to see this for yourself because
So,
how we're going to describe it doesn't do it justice.
so Chad's talking about like this the epic showdown with Gus and Lalo, right? Does anybody else have this picture of them being in the basement and ripping off their shirts and just going for it?
Yeah, just like a Mortal Kombat.
It's just gonna Gus is just
Mortal Kombat's going to be
Gus is just
finish him, and then he's going to take out the gun from the digger, and he's going to shoot Lalo.
Gus is just ripped. He's just like got this freaking 8-pack, and Lalo's like freaking just like cut.
Well, Lalo was caught, but
they start just like kung fuing and stuff. It's like what show do we?
Maybe it'll be even better. Maybe it'll be Gus and Mike, trying to take on Lalo, kind of like Darth Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. Maybe it'll be that type of situation.
It's just
maybe
like
turns into swords or guns. Who knows? Who knows?
It turns into an MMA fight. It's just like what show are we watching here? What happened?
Okay, I don't think it's going to happen like that. I think
no. But it'd be funny.
A lot of people, what people are thinking is going to happen, and this could be a good thing. Remember the story that Gus tells Hector when Hector's in his coma about the tree that he planted, the tree with the fruit that was all his, but then this animal comes and tries to mess with it, and what he does to that animal, he doesn't kill it right away.
Right.
He catches it in a trap and he leaves it to die.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen. And then somebody said that's going to happen to Lalo. I believe it.
The more and more we're talking about it too, I think you guys. I'm not sure who said it originally. I'm sure it was probably somebody in your chat here, but I think that could be a real cool Easter egg that they thought of, that Lalo is still there under that basement, buried under the foundation, and Walt and God, like Walt, they're making meth right on top of Lalo's corpse.
That's what I said. That was my.
Was that you?
So that was me.
That could be pretty cool.
So we're going to see Walt and Jesse. So Walt and Jesse are coming back.
Yeah.
We're going to see them in the beginning of an episode. They're going to be, maybe it's during the fly. Once again, I said it's during the fly episode, and then they're going to pan down below the ground, and we're going to see a body, or we're going to see a casket. And it's gonna be the episode that Lalo dies, because they're that's how episodes begin. They begin in the future and then you build up to.
I could totally see it, dude.
That's what I think is gonna happen.
I could totally see it. That'd be so good.
And Saul's not gonna know about any of this. Saul's not gonna know about this. Kim might know.
Well, see, and that's the other thing now. So I wonder how he's in what his plan is now, because it's like, how is he going to involve Saul and Kim? Like.
He's gonna try and get to Michael. Maybe he wants to take Michael out first, or take Mike out first, and then go after Gus. So we'll have to see what happens. It's gonna be, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Which is awesome. It's a good feeling.
That's a good feeling. I don't want to. I have my theories, but I don't want to be.
Yes, it's a good feeling to be able to talk about it and guess.
And I don't. And the problem with a lot of shows now is, what ultimately happens in a lot of shows are worse than the theories that super fans have come up with, like Game of Thrones, for instance.
I'd say 90%. I'm probably being generous at 90% or worse than the fan theories. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but once again, so of course we're back. So let's kind of get back on track here. So, okay.
Sorry.
So
derailed us.
No, it's fine. I'm not mad. That's what conversations are for. So, how about this? So of course, Lalo realizes that he's being bugged. So he calls Hector back and tells him, I can't find the proof. So I'm gonna just go take him out. And of course, Hector's ding, 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 ding. He's like, no, I know Don Eladio would not be happy with it because he's Don Juan wants thinks he's a great earner, kind of like Tony Soprano talks about Vito. He's a great earner. Made me think of that.
Well, so it brings up another interesting question. Do you think that the dinging was Hector trying to warn Lalo of something?
No, he was agreeing. He's like, yes, take him out, kill him.
You think that's what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he's like, I'm going to go after him. And he's like, ding, ding, ding. Yes. He's like, yes.
Okay.
Because he only dings when he says yes. When he does, when it's no, he doesn't ding.
Yeah, but it was pretty emphatic dinging. So I guess he really wants Frank dead. Like,
yes.
Like, come on. So
I
almost took it as him just trying to warn him that
because he knows Fring was the one that had Nacho do what he did.
There's a trap set, right? Yeah. Well, there's that, right?
Yeah.
So Lalo isn't privy to that information either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is he?
So,
right? I don't think Lalo knows that about Nacho. Lalo doesn't know that Nacho.
Yeah. He tells Hector in the first episode that Nacho betrayed them, and it was Gus. It was Chicken Man.
Yeah.
He said he calls him on the phone.
Yeah. Sorry.
And then it's that conversation where Hector's like, "Do you have proof?" To go after him, and then that's when when Lalo decides, okay, I'm not going to go and kill Gus right away. He gets off the truck. He wants his money back, and of course, the guys don't give him his money back, so he kills him. And he tells all the other people they want to, they want to go to the United States, like, you have to find another way. Sorry.
I don't know. For some reason, I didn't feel like it felt different to me, and I could be just reading too much into it. That it wasn't him being like, yeah, get him. It was more like, wait. So
maybe
because how else would he get that across? I mean, just hitting the button or hitting the ding once. I mean, it's Lalo. He's going to keep talking, right?
Well, you might be right.
I don't know.
I interpret it. I'll have to rewatch it to get a better idea. So
yeah. Who knows, right? You're probably right. You're right more than me. Anyway, so
well, I could be wrong. I'm not going to say that I'm always right, even though I'd love to think that I'm always right. That
I said more.
I'm not a narcissist. Please believe me. Okay. So he continues the surveillance of the thing, and he sees like all the security guys are coming out, and we see Mike. He's like, oh, it's Michael. So. And I think that's when you said he sees the cockroach. After that, yeah, he sees the cockroach, and so I don't think one thing he does not know is the connection between Mike. Now that I think about it, I don't think he knows about the connection between Mike and Saul, and that might be maybe that's what undoes him. Perhaps, I don't know.
I don't know that he. Yeah, I don't know that he knows that Mike and Saul are connected at all.
So what I think we'll get to that. So we'll get to that. So
I mean,
goes to commercial now. What's up?
No, that's an interesting thought that just like Mike and Saul's relationship is sort of not known by Lalo, so that could be his sort of undoing.
Okay, we're gonna get to this right here. So we're on the next scene. Of course, there's a fundraiser. Typical day for Gus. He donates to the community. To once again show that he's legitimate. And he's not, but so he's basically donating to another youth development. He believes that it's good to teach the kids early, so that they can be successful in life. And of course, then there's then we kind of cut. I didn't really write any more about it. It's just they're thanking him, and then of course he goes into the hallway, and Mike is there, and Mike's like plays the recording that Lalo left with Hector, and he's like this is risky. One thing I took away from this is Mike is like, this is real risky. We need the home court advantage. And he's like, we have a trap set at your house, just go there and we'll follow you. We'll be out of here and he'll be dead.
Which I sort of was, Mike took the bait. I was sort of disappointed in Mike.
Yeah.
A little bit. Mike fully took the bait.
Mm-hmm.
At least he's give him the appearance at this point that he's taking the bait. Because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if he didn't, he would have. I mean, he'd have Lalo right now if he didn't pull him off.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit like, Mike, got you
Wow.
that point Lalo there.
I'm at a record. I'm at a record with 26 viewers. Well, so thank you once again. Thank you so much for checking me out. I know I'm up against the One Take, and then of course Talking Saul's on. Chris Hardwick is doing this again after a couple of years or something. So once again, thank you so much for coming by. This is I love this. I just this yeah I agree. This might be the best episode of the series, even better than episode 3. Do you agree?
Yeah, I was into this. I mean, I enjoyed the Nacho episode quite a bit, but there are a lot of twists and turns in this one. Like I mean, the Nacho one was more hanging on is he somehow going to survive, and then just he didn't, right?
Yeah.
This
I'm
one,
gonna
this one just sort of took you all over the place, and it was just like I was there for it, man. I was just like, and then just the little things like I cracked, like the picture thing cracked me up. I started laughing just the fact that the mustache guy went from the guy in the cast to the thin pencil neck guy with the freaking rainbow headband.
Yeah.
It's like, what the frick is the?
I did not see that coming. I was like, how are they going to do this? Like, how are they going to do? I was expecting him to say, "That's not me," and then there'd be like a little bit of a
and Saul just sitting on the bench, and you got him
against theirs.
In his high socks and his headband and just looking all lanky compared to the freaking mod. It's like
no more
dude,
half measures.
Just to talk about putting salt in the wound, it's like not even close. It's just like that one got me. So yeah, it was a roller coaster. It was definitely up there. Top. Yeah, maybe the best, top 5 for sure.
Yeah, Talking Saul was epic. Well, I'm gonna watch Talking Saul, and I'm gonna rewatch the episode after this. So I'm still gonna watch Talking Saul. I really want to hear what Peter Gould has to say. Peter Gould. I mean, I do want to hear what the other actors want to say, especially. I mean, Patrick Fabian. He really got to shine in this season. I'm very happy. Like, he wasn't just playing second fiddle to Jimmy. He wasn't playing second fiddle to Kim, and he wasn't playing second fiddle to Chuck.
Yeah. Well, and I guess Talking Saul is over now, so it'll be good to go back and see what they had to say. So I mean, it's only lasted an hour.
It's already been. Holy crap,
I know, right? Hour, so. There's so much going on. So
it's crazy. But once again, another fancy filmmakers here. Love this episode so much. I think if the final season stays at this incline of quality, I think Better Call Saul might beat Breaking Bad as the best TV show ever.
I think
a lot of people are saying that.
I mean, well, there's something to be said for that already. I mean, if they stick the landing, though, I think it just puts the stamp on it, right? I mean, I think Better Call Saul already rivals Breaking Bad in a lot of ways.
It's a slower burn. Breaking Bad was more of a action thriller. And this is a very character-driven, very slow burn. But when
it's one of those.
Show, it's very. What's that word? It's very impactful.
Yeah, it's one of those. There was a lot like in Breaking Bad's ending didn't sit with most. I mean, it was okay. So if they can nail the landing here, I think there's definitely a very good argument to be had that it's better than Breaking Bad.
They softened us up with comedy. That's true. And look who's here, Input Latency himself. I have little to no idea what's going on, but it's nice hearing nerds nerding out. I know it's been a weird thing. It's been a weird thing with this show. I mean, I'm glad to see a show that's gonna hopefully the last 6 episodes lands on its feet. This first half has been, every season has gone better.
Look, and that's the thing about this show that just gives me hope for some stuff in the future eventually, because it's one of those, I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been disappointed, and I don't have any reason to think that these last 6, when they come out, are going to disappoint.
I don't think so either.
I have no. They've just rewarded us left, right, and center. I have no. I'm nothing but looking forward to it. I'm just no. I can't find the word, but no. Whatever. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be good. I'm not scared that it's going to be like some weird bait and switch bull crap. It's just going to be good storytelling.
No, I don't think they're going to do that. But once again, if you're new here and if you hit the like, that really helps me. This gets us more apparent to other Better Call Saul fans. So as a favor. But once again, I'm glad you guys are all here. I know this is pretty crazy.
Awesome so far. I want to hear good theories at the end. You guys always come up with some great ones.
You guys came up with great stuff. You guys are awesome.
I want to hear them.
I always say this about my chats, but the Better Call Saul chat thing, you guys know your stuff.
Absolutely.
Smart. You guys are the nerdiest chat I've ever had. So. But everyone that's in my chat is awesome. I just say that. So
agreed.
Because you guys are. So okay. So and then we're at the final scene. We have made it.
We made it.
The final scene. You guys ready? Man. You gonna brace yourselves?
So real quick. So how did you feel when Howard walked in?
I knew.
Well, first the candle. Did you think it was Howard?
It was at first I thought it was Lalo, but then I thought, okay, once they were like, yep, they're like, yep, let's let him in. He might come in swing. I was like, okay, that's Howard. But I kind of thought Lalo because it was a very similar shot. It was a very similar scene. It was the night. They're sitting in their apartment. They're watching a movie. I couldn't tell what the movie was. I could not tell what the movie was, but it was an older movie.
Yeah. They're always watching the Turner Classic Movies and all that, but
well, yeah, AMC. It's AMC, yeah. American Movie Classics.
I didn't think it was Howard. I thought it was Lalo.
You thought it was Lalo?
And then I thought it was Lalo, and just because of the cockroach scene, I'm like, I knew Lalo was on his way, and I didn't think it was Howard. And as soon as Howard showed up, I literally scooched to my butt almost fell off the seat. I scooched to the front, and my hands are on my head like this, going, no, Howard, get the fuck out of the apartment.
Because we're 31 viewers now. Once again, everybody, welcome.
I immediately feared for Howard as soon as he showed up.
I did not. I honestly did not. I thought, okay, it's Howard. It's going to be him. He's going to say, I'm going to come after you. I'm going to come after you, Jimmy, with everything I got. That's how I thought the episode was going to end. I swear that's what I thought it was going to be. Before we go any further, I want to say hello to TTV Clapped Kid. Both Kim and Saul are blamed for his death, and Kim says she did it so she can save Saul. That's an interesting idea. And we also have Matt Arby. Lalo's the one who doesn't knock. No, he doesn't. So I'm guessing he left the door open or something. But I have to address this. Walter White gets reincarnated into the world of Squid Game. That's my theory. That's not true. He becomes a zombie in the season 1 of The Walking Dead. You see him in the very first episode. Walter White becomes a zombie somehow in Atlanta in The Walking Dead. It's canon. It's confirmed.
He's got his walking boots on.
Honest. Okay, but I just had to let that out. And of course, Jimmy McNulty says, "Is Kim a friend of the cartel?" At this point, I don't think so. I think this is part of the reason why she leaves to go back to Nebraska. And this is why I'm assuming it's going to happen. Heartsy Protsy says the shot of Howard's lifeless body falling, hitting the edge of the table, and sprawling on the floor directly mirrors the scene of Chuck fainting in the laundry. It wasn't the laundry. It was the it was the copy shop.
Copy.
Cinematography wise, I'll have to watch it and compare now. That's a good shot, good spot.
They do a lot of that, which makes it
great thing. Wow. And oh my gosh, yeah, Whoopa Troopa says, "Hey, it's that Nerporio guy from the hit series." I'm not in Better Call Saul, Whoopa. I told you I'm not the star in the show. I'm just a fan. But I'm telling you, this episode was crazy. You want to get excited for a show, you got to watch Better Call Saul, Whoopa.
Yeah.
And of course, we have another person. Welcome, Sam Quintanilla. I'm still in our shock. So are we, dude. So are we.
Yeah, but I'm curious how many people thought that
did
Howard was
any of you guys see Lalo coming after? I want honest answers. Say true or say yes or no. Did you guys see Lalo coming? Did you guys see Lalo coming after Howard came in? Because I did not. I thought it was going to end with Howard saying, "I'm going to come after you with everything we got. I'll see you in court." That's how I thought this episode was going to end.
As soon as Howard showed up, I knew he was dead. Oh well,
Yeah.
I feared. I didn't know.
I did not think he was
I feared
dead.
he was dead.
I
I
did
feared
not
he
think
was in
he was
trouble.
dead. No, I did not see that coming. I did not think. I thought Howard would get ruined further. I thought there was going to be another. He's going to take him to trial or something. I did not think. I did not see any connection between Howard and Lalo. I did
The
not see
co-
that. Holy
the
crap! We got
cockroach
41
thing
people
just
watching. 41 people. Holy crap! Well, everybody, welcome.
yeah.
Once again, you guys are all awesome.
But
Welcome. We got look who's here. Look who's here. We
oh
got
my
Lalo
god,
himself. Oh my God.
Lalo.
Please don't come. Please don't come over. Please.
Yeah.
We don't know anything.
We don't
We
know
told
nothing. We're friends with the
we don't know
cartel
anything.
here.
Lalo Salamanca himself is here. Wow, we're getting a lot of people here.
That's
Grandma,
awesome.
this is crazy.
But
I thought it was
yeah,
gonna be
I don't know,
Lalo,
man.
but first, but not Howard. Yeah, I thought so too. But then
So I
once
thought it
Howard
was gonna be
came,
Lalo, and as soon as Howard came in, I don't know why, but that cockroach scene just stuck in my head because I knew Lalo was on his way, just because that's
yeah,
La Cucaracha. I mean that's how we. So I knew I didn't know if it was gonna pan out here, but I immediately just like something. This is good. This is a good Howard. The bad timing. Go go go. Right, and that was my reaction. So.
and we got a new. I got a new subscriber, Jimmy McNulty. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope that I do a lot of Better Call Saul stuff. I do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm an arboreal life form for a reason. So, but yeah, that's cool. Wow. But let's go back to Howard. We're kind of ahead of ourselves
Yeah,
again.
sorry.
So
I just was curious.
Howard unravels just like so. Howard unravels. I literally write this down right here. I literally write this down right here. Howard unravels and he's drunk and he asks why. So he basically unravels the same way Chuck unraveled in Chicanery and the way Nacho unraveled in episode 3. And what's stupid of me was I didn't think that once a character unravels in this show, they're dead. Do you know this? Did you notice that? Once a character unravels everything that they're thinking to another character, they die shortly after. I didn't think he would die this quick. I didn't think he would die, period, to be honest.
I was afraid. I don't know what it was. Last week, I started fearing for Howard. It's like this could go bad, and I was just
I was like, how far is this going? I was like, how much further is this going to go? I thought Howard's thing was done, with the exception of him maybe going after Jimmy, trying to prove Jimmy, and then they would ruin him further, and then Howard would. I thought Howard would the way I did not see
maybe commit suicide. Yeah.
I did not see him getting killed. I thought he was going to die the way Chuck died, where Chuck killed himself.
Right.
So this totally subverted my expectations.
Yeah, I was.
This is how you subvert expectations.
Yeah, I was in fear. I was in fear for Howard, but I had no idea how. Like, I didn't think like I had a feeling he wasn't going to make it. Like just for some reason, some reason, whether it was committing suicide because of depression. I mean,
yeah,
dude. If anybody else, I mean, well, and good for good for Howard here. Like he goes off, he unravels, as you say.
Yeah,
Says you've done this to me, you've done this to me. My marriage is falling apart. This that, but you know what?
you know,
I'm gonna be
looked
fine.
at each other.
And
They looked at each other when he said that because that was something they didn't think he.
Yeah, and then at the end he's like, but you know what? You're right. I'm gonna be good.
I'm gonna land on my feet.
So screw you guys. You guys can be miserable together. I will be fine. And then it's like no.
But the way they shot it, like you see a shadow behind Lalo.
Oh, and just their faces.
Their faces completely went pale. They're like,
and it's just like Howard, get out of here. Go.
Howard, you need to leave. He's like, Howard, you need to leave now. And then he's like, who are you? And he doesn't realize the situation he's in. And then, of course, he does realize it. And that's when, and of course, Lalo takes out his pistol. He takes out his gun. He screws the freaking silencer, and he just shoots him. And he's like, "We're gonna talk," and that's how the episode fucking ends. I swear.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I swore, but I had to say the F word at least once.
I mean,
Saul said the F word last week.
It's one of those things. It's just like it just, man, it got me, man. I felt so bad. Just they again they destroyed him, Only he had a little bit different reaction than Chuck. Chuck just basically succumbed. Howard was basically like, you know what? You've done all this to me, but I'm not going to let you break me. You guys are miserable people. And you know what? Be miserable.
Your Loeb and Leopold. Your
And
Leopold and Loeb. You know
so
who they
you
are?
got to clue me in on what that. But it's like you guys are miserable.
Are you familiar with
but
the
I'm good.
movie? Are you familiar with a movie called Rope?
No.
Alfred Hitchcock. So
No.
Alfred Hitchcock made a movie called Rope. It came out in 1948. It is about two guys who basically, the beginning of the movie, they strangle their buddy and they throw him in the car. They throw him in the I forget, it was like a cupboard. It was like a little cabinet, a little chest. They put his body in the chest, and they have a party, and they invite all of the guests of the family, the friends of the victim that they killed, just for the fun of it. And they put the body in this chest, and they served food on top of the chest with the body in it, with the guests over.
Holy.
Loeb and Leopold were freaking psychopaths.
Well,
that's
so
basically what he was telling. He was
so
calling.
that's interesting, because so that parallels with what your theory is a little bit, with them doing whatever they're doing over Lalo's body in the meth lab.
Yeah.
Huh. The plot thickens.
So
that's crazy.
So they were basically wealthy. They were students. They were young students who were wealthy, and they decided to murder just for the fun of it. And that's so Kim and Jimmy, he's calling Kim and Jimmy psychopaths that wanted to ruin him just for the fun of it, because there was no money involved. He just had fun.
He's right. No, I mean, that's exactly. I mean, that's exactly what it is for. Well, I mean, more so almost for Kim than for Jimmy at this point. Kim wanted this one bad.
Yes,
she wanted it bad.
I think I'll say this. You know, if the thing was, here's the what's effed up about it. If Kim did not turn around and they aborted, Howard would be alive. Howard would be alive.
I didn't even think about that.
If they would have aborted it and not done what they done, Howard would not be there. Now, Lalo would still show up. They'd still be in trouble, but Howard would be alive because of what they did.
I didn't.
So this is going to play heavily in the next few episodes.
I didn't even think about that. You're absolutely right. I wonder how that's gonna affect Kim. Kim obviously didn't want him dead. He just wanted him ruined.
This is going to kill their relationship. I think this is what's going to kill their relationship. This is what's going to. She's not going to want to stay. She's going to leave.
You think?
Yeah, I think she's going to go back to Nebraska, and I think the reason why Saul, when he disappears, goes to Nebraska is because he wants to be near her.
Maybe eventually, but there's a lot that's, because I mean, whatever. I mean, that would probably not be. Everything's got to happen. There's no way she's going right now. They got to get through whatever turmoil they're going to get through with Lalo here. Because I don't know that Vacuum Man could even get her free of Lalo.
So the two characters in Rope are based off of Leopold. The two killers in Rope. One of them is Harley Granger, the actor Harley Granger, and I don't remember the second actor's name, but it's Jimmy Stewart's their professor, and Jimmy Stewart uncovers that they murdered this other student, and that's basically, the movie's like a play and a thriller, because like they're like one of them's pretty I'm fine, having the smoke, talking to the being very chipper with the guests, and the other one's freaking out. He's like, I can't handle this, because I mean, how could you? If you have somewhat of a conscience, you throw a body in a chest, you're going to lose it. But that's basically who Leopold and Loeb were based off of, and that's where the movie Rope comes from. So if you haven't seen the movie Rope, Alfred Hitchcock, 1948, it's in color, at least the version I own, because I own the Hitchcock collection. Rope is a very good movie. Definitely check it out. It's like a play, but it's a very compelling movie. And if you like Hitchcock, lots of dialogue, lots of character building. It's crazy. But that's watch Rope, and you'll understand the Leopold and Loeb reference.
Do we have any confirmation that in Breaking Bad, Jimmy says he was, or Saul says he was divorced 3 times?
I think so. I'd have to look. He
Is
calls
that
he
because I
calls the
haven't?
last wife a battle axe, I believe. I have to. Here's the thing, though. I have to rewatch Breaking Bad to confirm this. People in the chat might know. So if you know in the chat, just spill it. Say. So yeah. So yeah, it's crazy. And I want to say welcome to a bunch of other people. There's Jay Moose here. Says Kim won't be able to handle the guilt. Jimmy will bottle it up and brush it off. Yeah, I can see that. And we have Maltex here. I think they will stay together. I don't think Kim can leave given the situation with Lalo. I don't know. I don't know. We
What
have
about the
Hammett.
flips?
I
Go
just
ahead.
finished the episode. I'm so shocked. Yeah, so am I. What are you saying? I'm
What
sorry.
What about the flip side? Maybe Kim is shocked into action. Maybe she, maybe she gets, maybe it turns into anger towards Lalo, and they just, instead of deciding to split up, put their powers together to try and take Lalo down and help Mike uh, with whatever they want. Maybe they try and double cross Lalo. That would be interesting. That could happen. I don't know. I don't see Kim. Kim's going to be upset. I don't see Kim rolling over. I think she might take it in stride. She might be. I mean, that could be the thing that I mean, it could be the opposite. Kim could be like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
And Saul could be like, Howard's dead, and she's like, well, moving on. We got to deal with Lalo now. That's another dynamic that could possibly happen because I mean, Kim is getting darker and darker and darker as these seasons go on. So
yes,
this
that's true.
It's one of those, who knows how this how it's going to affect them. I mean, it could be, I think somebody said in the chat, Kim could be like, well, if Howard just would have stayed the frick away, he'd be alive too.
Yeah,
like,
so that was
it's
something
his own
that
damn fault for coming here.
Yeah, that's so that there's that thing too. Say they didn't, but they did expect him. They did expect him, but once again, like they couldn't know for sure if he was going to come or not. But they did expect him to come. So it's just crazy when you think about it. Like I can only imagine if I did something like that, and then the man turns up dead because of what we did. It's.
Oh God, yeah.
I don't know how you. I don't know how you. It's you. I don't know how you could cope with that. I would. I think I would be.
Well,
I'd feel guilty for the rest of my life.
But let's just dissect that a little bit. What did they Howard's life is his career.
Yeah.
Right? They had no qualms destroying his career. So what's going a little further in him being dead? I mean, who knows? It might not bother Kim that much. I mean, Kim might be just like, well, I mean, so what? I mean, we went out to destroy him. He's destroyed. I mean, that's dark, but I mean, that seems to be the way Kim is going. I mean, it could not, but I mean, that could be another thing, that if they break up or divorce, it could be just how okay Kim is with what happened. Yeah. Saul could just be like, "Who the frick are you?
Yeah,
like how is this? How is this not troubling you?"
Yeah, exactly.
So she could just be perfectly okay with it. Maybe, here you go. Maybe Kim proves herself so well, she becomes the ultimate friend to the cartel, and she is lead attorney for the cartel.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. But I don't think that will happen. But that
she is the cartel's go-to lawyer.
Because as far as I'm concerned, Lalo, nobody knows that Lalo's alive, and nobody's ever going to know that he was ever alive, except for Hector. And Gus is going to use this throughout the rest of Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad to continually remind Hector of this. So he's going to torture him with that too. But I want to address this right here. So he says, I think the movie was To Kill a Mockingbird. Now, To Kill a Mockingbird was the one that was based off the book that Harper Lee wrote, which was about Atticus Finch, Gregory Peck's character, defending a black man played by Brock Peters, who was in the Star Trek movies. He was in Star Trek. He was in Star Trek 4 and Star Trek 6 as Admiral Cartwright, and he plays the accused. And it's a movie. It's almost like a courtroom. It's a story about Atticus and his family, but it's also about him defending that man played by Brock Peters for rape and stuff. So it's a movie. It's a movie about the South. Basically, I don't think it has anything to do with Leopold and Loeb. The movie I'm talking about was Rope.
I think they're talking about what was
1948.
on
Alfred.
TV, what they were watching.
Oh, that was.
Is that? I
No,
think
I
is
don't
that
think
what
that
they?
was it. That was not. I don't think that. I think this was a different movie.
I thought that's what they referred to. I could be wrong.
It looked like an older movie. It looked like a 40s, a 30s or 40s movie. I think, but who knows? Maybe.
So do you
Um,
think? Do you think they're gonna get rid of? Do you think Lalo's gonna help him get rid of the body, or Saul's gonna take care of that?
I don't know. I
I
don't
think
know.
Kim's gonna take care of it.
Because you would think this would be something Mike would do. Mike would take care of it. Mike would have his guys come in, take care of it.
Well,
But
Mike's not gonna be able to be involved.
no, he's not.
Lalo's gonna be like, "Don't talk to anybody. You're dead."
Exactly.
Friend to the cartel.
So I think, but what I think, so
melt him in the bathtub.
Okay, so we have to get back to this. So why did Lalo come back? So do you think he came back because he wanted to? He wasn't satisfied with his previous visit, and he just felt, you know what, I'm just gonna leave. He's just
I guess what's the plan with Saul? So where does Saul come into his new plan?
I think he wants proof from Saul. He's gonna record Saul telling him that Mike was involved. This is what I think. He's gonna have he's gonna record Saul, and because he shot Howard to show that he was serious, because they weren't willing to talk to him. Like Jimmy was, completely mum about what was going on. So what's going to happen is he's like, we're going to talk. He had that camera earlier, so he's going to record Saul, and he's going to record Saul basically talking about Michael and how Michael assisted him in the desert in the episode Bagman, and he's going to use that as proof. He's going to use that as proof because this is outside of now he doesn't know this is Mike, but he knows that the Saul knows something, and that's what I think is going to happen. And Jimmy's going to divulge everything about Michael, and that's how he's going to connect it.
Okay, so he's gone to Saul to get info about Mike. So
he doesn't know that he's involved with Mike. This is the thing. He knows something happened in the desert. He knows that Saul did not survive on his own. Something happened, and Saul's mom about it, and that makes him suspicious. If you work in the underworld, you work in a cartel, you're going to be suspicious.
Here's an idea. So what did Mike do in this episode? He pulled all of his guards off of everybody but Fring in his house and the laundromat. What if Lalo goes after Mike's family?
I don't know. I don't. If that, I hope that does. Well, I mean, it's obviously going to fail because
it'll fail, yeah, obviously. But what if that's the play? He goes after his family, threatens his family to try and get Mike to divulge what he needs to get Frank.
He might try. He's not. I don't think he's ever going to make it because I don't think they ever find out. They never find out about him, which is what makes the Breaking Bad sad, is because he vanishes. He didn't have access to Ed, the vacuum cleaner guy, so he tried to disappear by himself. And we all know what happens. Walt kills him, and they dissolve his body, so they can never find him. It's effed up like that.
Yeah.
And then you think about little Kaylee and her mom, Stacy. They'll never. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if they'll ever know. Maybe because I don't think El Camino. I don't think he ever. I don't think Jesse ever. I don't know if he. I have to rewatch El Camino. I don't remember if he ever divulges what happens to Mike. Because now that I think about it, I think that's something that should have been addressed. Like give them closure, because we've grown, because they weren't really characters in Breaking Bad. Kaylee, we just knew he had a granddaughter and he had a daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
But it's in this show that we learned that his daughter's a widow. That he had a son who broke his boy, and we have those really sweet scenes with Kaylee. Like the last episode, he's talking to her on the phone, talking about looking up. He bought her a telescope, and she's looking. He's like, "What do you see? Do you see the Big Dipper? Do you see that big star? That could be Jupiter." It's just a sweet, tender moment that makes when you think back to Breaking Bad, it just hurts.
Yeah. Well,
It
I
just
mean, it makes me
hurts.
because we haven't seen any of them barely in this season. I mean, that's why it makes me wonder if they're going to come into play, especially with the him. I mean, think about how pissed off Mike would be at himself. He pulled all the protection details off of everybody, and that's exactly where Lalo's gone. Is
Yeah.
exactly where he pulled his protection off. Um, so that could be an interesting twist, but I don't know. It's going to
We
be
got
good.
we have Master Chicken. He says, I feel like the fate of Kim is that she would stage falling for Lalo, breaking Saul's heart. Thus, how we see Saul cold blooded and Breaking Bad, when in reality it's a sad ending for Kim.
Well,
I
that
have
brings
no
up this.
idea.
That brings up the stinger. I mean, all this for a happy ending.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what is that? Right? I
exactly.
mean, it's like okay. Uh,
But wow, like I can't believe this is the largest chat I've ever had. I've never had this many people. I've never had this many viewers before.
I was
So
here.
once again, thank you so much for watching. And if you like the conversation, hit the like button. And if you want to hear more, I'm definitely continuing this going
Yeah,
forward because I love doing these Saul streams right afterwards. Hit the subscribe button. You'll be notified of any content.
well,
So
July 11th, right? We'll be here for that one. I'll make sure
every week,
I'm gonna have to take off work. I want to make sure I'm here.
the moment the episode ends, I'm doing the after show because as much as I love Talking Saul, they just don't have it on. I was surprised that they had one on today, so I'm
Yeah,
definitely going to watch it for myself because I want to hear what Peter Gould has to say. I'm sure he's gonna he does reveal things like at the end of season 2, he reveals that that Gus Fring's going to be in season 3 because there's like an anagram for the first letters of every episode from season 2, which spells out Fring's back, and so everybody
yeah. I
figured
remember
out
that. I remember
that
that. Yeah.
the note that says "don't" on Mike's car was from Gus. So we knew Gus was going to come back. He had to come back. So it's I want to hear what he has to say about this. I can't wait to watch it
I want
after
some
this.
chat theories. Where are my chat theories at? I want
Yeah, where are the
what's
chat
gonna
theories?
where are my chat? You guys have come up with some good ones in the past. What's gonna happen here? Besides
Says
for Kim and uh, Lalo hooking up and living happily ever after.
do y'all get the link between the movie Born yesterday and Howard Comes In? Great place was that the movie that was is that the movie that they were watching? Born yesterday. I've never heard of this one. I gotta look it up now.
Over my head.
Born
Sorry.
yesterday, 1950 film. Judy Holliday and Broderick Crawford. Brassy blonde mole Billy Dawn, played by Judy Holliday, hits Washington, D.C. with her unscrupulous millionaire sugar daddy, Harry Brock, played by Broderick Crawford, and his sleazy lawyer, Jim Devery, played by Howard St. John, who has been pressuring Harry to marry Billy by pointing out that a wife cannot be forced to testify against her husband. In an effort to make Billy more socially acceptable, Harry hires journalist Paul Verall, played by William Holden, to smarten her up, and sparks soon fly between the pair. It sounds very familiar, to be honest, now that I think about it.
At least it wasn't Howard's end. That I
Yeah,
got. There we go. No,
yeah.
sorry. Tom's comment. That one got me.
And we have a doctor himself, a PhD doctor, Michael Fitzgerald, PhD, with the Greek psi symbol. He says, still in shock that Howard said, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, it's crazy."
Mm,
Oh my God,
yeah.
that candle keeps blowing for the second time. Yeah, I'll fight for you, Kim, sitting on the toilet. Yeah, we got Rick Rocks here. What's up? He says, "Oh well, Mel MC, I know, right? That ain't happening." So yeah, this is smart analysis. Nice. Well, if you're talking to us, well, you're welcome. If you're talking to us, if you're talking to someone else in the chat. The chat's always smarter than us. Well, me.
Yes,
Can't
Chad
speak
is
for you,
way smarter
Steve.
than us. So
Yes.
we get one right every once in a while. At least I'm speaking for myself. Every once in a while, I get one right. But
Tell me
yeah, I don't
again.
know. It sort
Tell
of like
me again.
feels the same way. It's different than when Nacho died, just because I think we all
Me
expected
too.
Nacho to die. But
I did this. I did the same thing. I screamed when shows have not done this to me in a long time. Last time this happened to me was probably Game of Thrones season 6 with the final episode of season 6 with the way everybody just died and the way King Tommen just dropped out of the window. That's how I reacted. I haven't felt this way since like then. So I'm just so happy that there's Better Call Saul is a show that the writers care about.
Usually I'm screaming because I'm angry. So it's a nice change of pace to be like shocked and like no,
Yeah.
right. Not screaming at the TV going, what is this I'm watching?
I reacted the same way with Nacho. I was like, but with Nacho, I was like, no, because I did not want, even though he was a career criminal, even
No,
though
I didn't want him
he
to.
was, even though he was a jerk in the beginning. I mean,
Yeah.
he seemed like a typical bad guy in the beginning of the show, and he was kind of threatening to Saul or to Jimmy. It wasn't really until season 3 when we learned a little bit more about his father, and that we start to care about him because of, he starts to care about him because of what Hector wants to do, and he knows Hector too well. Hector was probably gonna kill his father, because like his father, once he says I don't trust, he's like, I don't trust your father. That was basically him saying, your father's on borrowed time. So
Nacho totally grew on
Nacho
me.
had to make a move, and he did, and that ended up getting in control. Gus ended up seeing this just from looking at the side of seeing what he was doing when Hector went down with the stroke. He figured out, and then he's like, this is my chance to have someone on the inside control, and it just didn't end well. Everything, he got completely screwed. I was hoping he would at least disappear with his father, but hey, his father's fine, and he decided, you know what, I'm gonna go, but I need the assurance that my father's gonna be okay. It's hard to think about what the father's gonna be going through, because he's not going to turn up. He's going to be buried in a ditch that no one's going to know about. And because you're in the criminal underworld, you got to stay mum about it, or you're going to be in that ditch too. It's the nature of crime, and that's why when they say crime never pays, that's why. It's something you don't want to be anywhere near. So, but yeah, heck. We got Alexander Jones here. He says, really upset that Walter and Jesse haven't come in yet for their inevitable. Come on. But I think what they're like I said earlier, they're going to come in. We're going to see them during the Fly episode. They're going to be talking. They're going to be bickering, and then we're going to see Lalo's body underground, because Lalo's body is going to be buried deep beneath the meth lab. That's my theory. It's my theory. You heard it here first.
That'd be cool. I hope so. That'd be neat.
So, I just. It's just crazy. Like, I did not, once again, I just can't get the look of Kim and Jimmy's faces completely going into complete horror when they look behind Howard, and then he just shoots Howard. I was like, I didn't think this was I thought Howard was going to be a fellow hostage. I didn't think he was just going to shoot Howard right then and there. But hey, he wanted. This is their way of saying, this is Lalo's way of saying, I'm not effing around anymore. I need this. Well, I need your cooperation now.
It was so Lalo, man. He could have just like came in and just popped him, but he comes in, stands right next to him, like, oh hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah, I mean, he's
just lets him talk. He's like, oh, what?
Kind of like
what the hell? Pop.
Yeah, kind of like whoa. Kind of like Christopher Lloyd's character in Star Trek 3, because he kills Kirk's son. Spoiler alert. And he literally says, you know what? To show you that I'm serious, I'm going to kill one of the hostages. And he unwillingly didn't know, but he had Kirk's son killed. And of course, that's what leads to, some nice, juicy revenge. But it's still a sad thing. But that's kind of what I thought when just analyzing why Lalo did what he did. Plus, he likes to do it. He's this complete socio. He's a complete psychopath.
Oh, God.
He's very good at hiding it. He's very good at hiding it with smiles and charm. He's like James Bond. He can talk to any woman. Like, he nearly went to, if Margarete wasn't busy, had to go to work, she would have let him in, and then he would have killed her. He would have killed her and taken whatever information he could find. So when she came back home, I got so scared. Like, please don't kill her. She already suffered. She lost her husband. Once again, I hate the idea of whole families dying. It's something that just doesn't settle well with, it shouldn't settle well with anybody, especially even in fiction. I can't stand to see that. So, but it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, sorry, I'm captivated by chat. There's some good conversation going on. So,
okay, so Judo Joker has a half joke prediction. Kim's first lines next episode: when you walked in our apartment, did you see a sign that said, Jesus? Did you see that said dead lawyer storage? That's because the dead lawyer storage ain't our effing business. I'm sure you know what movie that's from, and you can't say the word that Mr. Tarantino himself said.
Mm,
Wow, that's crazy.
that's
Jay
funny.
Moose says he called me the admiral. The admiral is correct about Lalo's body under the lab. That's my thing. And then we have another one, Tiller. Tiller. Hope I said it right. I was hoping Lalo would have kissed Howard instead of shooting him. I saw a spark. Well, you know what would have been even creepier is if he kissed Howard and then shot him, because there's a lot of kills in cinema where they kiss the person then shoot him. Heck, there was a Clone Wars episode in season 3 where Ventress kisses a clone trooper and then stabs him with her red lightsaber. I'm sure you guys, if you ever watch Clone Wars, Star Wars,
Been a while.
you'll know what I'm talking about. Nerd stuff, nerdporial. Get it? So, but yeah, it's what's another good? What's everybody talking about? I haven't been completely caught up.
It's there are all kinds of stuff.
M. Brewer says, so in the beginning of the season, the cork was sitting next to the drainage hole. Lalo was just in the drainage hole. Last episode, the clerk said the cork was sharp. I thought it was going to kill Howard. Maybe they'll kill Lalo. Maybe the gun's a red herring. Do you think? The gun's a red herring?
I don't know, man.
We're being like one path, but we're gonna get subverted.
The throwdown in the basement's gonna be epic. We'll see what happens down in the basement.
Like as epic as like Empire Strikes Back, you know.
What? He's gonna win. It's gonna change everything.
Maybe Lalo never dies. Maybe Lalo stays alive.
Dude,
maybe Lalo stays alive.
Fring is Lalo's father.
Maybe he's the. I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe we're all being duped. Maybe there's something. Maybe there's more to what's going on. Maybe
who freaking knows? Bad. Maybe this is all who knows, man. And that's the best thing is I don't know. I don't care. I can't wait to watch what happens. Well, I care, but like I don't care that I don't know.
Yeah, great point. And Vince loves Tarantino. Oh yeah, there's so many things about between part of the reason why I like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, besides the consistency that that makes me think of Star Trek, good Star Trek, classic Star Trek, 90s Star Trek, is the Tarantino elements. Like they play music that I've never heard of, or old music that's kind of been forgotten, and it kind of gets back into popularity. Like I've never heard the song by Andy Williams, Wine and Roses. And ever since we've heard the song in the trailer, I started listening to it, and I love the song now. I love that old classic, timeless, the selection of timeless music that they choose for the show. It just I don't like it. Doesn't sound dated like a lot of other shows do. I don't know. And of course, the thing with the bathtub in Breaking Bad, and I think I said this on a previous stream, the bathtub thing in Breaking Bad where it just the blood and the body parts all over the place made me think of the situation in Pulp Fiction and in believe it or not Boondock Saints with them shooting. Well, in the case of Pulp Fiction, they shoot Marvin in the face and completely messes up the car. And they need the wolf, and of course in Boondock Saints they copy that with them shooting a cat by mistake, which was even more messed up. But it was them basically trying to copy the shock value. Yeah. And that's kind of what I thought about it. And I was unsure if I wanted to continue Breaking Bad because I watched it on Netflix. I didn't watch it when it came out. I watched it on Netflix in 2014, and I watched first episode. I was like, it's okay. And then I started watching that next episode. I was like, I don't know. And then episode 3, and then it ends with the bathtub falling apart because Jesse put the acid in the bathtub and it completely destroyed the house. And I was like, okay, I got to keep watching. And then it just kept getting better and better. Then Tuco Salamanca comes in and he's freaking nuts. And then season 2 comes and he's even more nuts. And then they have to hide all this from Hank and the family. And I'm just like, where's this going? And then Gus comes in, and then Saul comes in, and Mike comes in. I love those characters. The reason why I love Better Call Saul is because I love Saul and I love Mike. I love those two characters, and that's why I watched this show. This is one of the few shows I've watched from the very beginning.
Yeah.
as
No,
it
well,
aired.
no, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, I've been in from the beginning too. I mean, right from the beginning. Says, I mean, it's a good description of Breaking Bad. It just pulls you right in after the. I mean, it takes a few, but I mean, that bathtub episode just sticks in your brain. So, and then Saul, Bob Odenkirk, and the guy that played Mike just were so good, and just curious. Just it was one of those. It was a great concept. Just taking a character that was sort of a background character in Breaking Bad and expanding on it with the show, and it's turned out to be so good. It's crazy,
Okay,
so good.
so I'll read. I got your little thing. I'll read this. Rick Rock says Jimmy and Kim aren't going to be ready to deal with the body, and Lalo surely isn't. Hey, don't call me Shirley. Okay, and if Jimmy rats on Mike, basically the only info he has, can he ask Mike for help after that? I don't know. That's a good question.
See, I don't know. It's one of those. It's going to be interesting to see just how this plays out because
I
I
mean, they've
don't think
worked together.
I think
Him and Mike worked together in the beginning of Breaking Bad. So I'm assuming that because of this, they get
yeah,
more
I don't know.
closely intertwined. I guess.
I mean, think about this. Maybe Lalo's just playing some 4D chess, and he's just gonna walk out and be like, "All right, deal with that body," and just he's
Yeah,
the plan is for Saul to go to Mike and start causing panic. I mean, maybe that's the plan. Maybe it's not even to get information. It's just to be like, "All right, Lalo just came and killed a guy in my apartment. Um, what the f, right? I mean that could be all that Lalo wants is just to puts Mike on the back foot. Once again, Lalo being unpredictable. They have all their resources there. Then what? Maybe Mike starts thinking, second guessing his strategy, going, "Oh
yeah,
crap! I pulled all these people off. Maybe I need to reallocate them." Right? It could be as simple as that. I mean, Lalo could just leave and
yeah,
let him do whatever he wants. I mean, it could be anything, right? I mean,
yeah.
but I definitely don't think Lalo's going to touch that body. I think that body's is going to be like, all right, we'll deal with it. I'm out of here.
So John Carlo said Mel MC says John Carlo did say tonight on Talking Saul that we would all never look at Breaking Bad the same way again. The way Better Call Saul ends will make BTR will make it better. Is that what you're saying?
I think that's probably right.
I've heard that too. I hope that's true. It would be so interesting. It'd be
And you
so
know what?
interesting
I
to
believe
find out.
I believe this group. Like
Yeah,
a lot of people say that stuff. Like, oh, you won't believe it. It makes everything. It's like, but I actually coming from these creators and these actors for this show, I actually can uh, believe it, right? Because
yeah,
it's we've been paid off so many different ways with this show.
exactly. Jimmy won't know about Lalo dying though, so I think you're right about him being under the lab. Yeah, that's exactly what I think. And Rick Rock says, I knew as soon as Lalo entered, Howard was a dead man. Yeah, I had a bad feeling about that too. And it was a theory I had, but I had dismissed it late into the episode because the writers really set us up not to see that one coming. I know it's crazy. And of course, Peter Gould said the last half is beyond twisted with surprises at every turn. Oh, this 6 weeks are
Ready
going to
for
be
it.
well. It's only 6 weeks. It's not that long when you think about it.
No, it's not bad.
It's not that long compared to
No.
what people had to wait for with Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Like they had to wait a whole year, over a year, to find out how Hank would react to Walt. And of course, I did not. I saw it right away because I watched the whole series,
Yeah,
back to
yeah,
back.
yeah. You didn't have to wait,
I
right?
just binged it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It
So
makes these gaps a lot easier when you binge it, but sometimes the suspense and the theory, you know, popping the theories around, that's part of the fun. So
yeah. And let's see. So Melamc says these guys don't usually do red herrings. Lalo isn't alive. Gus states that Salamanca's name dies with Hector. That's okay. You're absolutely right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But maybe, yeah, I was just entertaining the idea that maybe he dies sometime during Breaking Bad, but before he tells Gus or before he tells Hector that. But I'll go along. That was just a interesting idea. So you're probably right. You're probably right. No, you are right. Judo Joker says my legitimate My legit prediction, though, Kim has to have something up her sleeve. She's not going to go down without a fight. I don't think she'll go full Tarantino, but she's not going to shut down. That'll be interesting. I don't know. Maybe her and Mike. Maybe her and Mike. Maybe her and Mike are. Maybe they team up. I mean, maybe Mike meeting her is the building up to that. We'll see.
Maybe.
And we have Glowstorm TV. Or what's up? He's like, I forgot to watch. Dude, you don't want to be here if you didn't watch the episode.
Yeah.
You don't want to be here if you didn't watch the episode. We're talking spoilers. Okay, and Rick Rock says this is hard to gauge, but I think this event alone could be enough to send Kim to Ed, the cleaning guy. Not right away, but I don't see other events doing it. Howard isn't alive to out them now. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I said. I don't know if she's going to disappear like that, but I think she's going to leave. But if she does disappear like that, it could be.
She may be in her comfort zone now, man. I don't know. She's getting darker and darker. I mean,
she's getting darker, but I don't think she ever saw. I don't think she ever had death.
She gave up her dream job to turn around and get Howard.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this might be too far for even her.
It may be, but or she's just going to step up to the task. I mean, I at this point see Saul freezing in this moment more than I see Kim freezing in this moment, which goes along with what
they were both. They were both scared. They're
both scared, but I could see Saul sitting there going, "What the fuck are we gonna do?" and panicking, and Kim going, "Get your shit together. We need to handle this." And handling it.
Well, I remember Saul panics when Jesse holds him at gunpoint in Breaking Bad. With when he confronts Huel and the rest of them for putting the ricin, or I forget, not the ricin, but the cigarette that had the poison in it.
Mm-hmm.
And remember how I think he completely blabbed about his involvement. He's like, I did this, but that's all I did. I didn't do anything else. And he was like this. And his nose was bleeding and everything.
Yeah.
So it could be something. Yeah, it could be something. So I think it could be something. He's going to definitely.
I think I don't know. I have this feeling that Kim's just going to just be there for it. I think she's just going to be like, all right, well, Howard's dead. We got to take care of this, and then she's going to take the lead. I mean, that's part of what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. Yes, the music producer for this show is a freaking genius. I love the music in this show. The music really knows the guy that does the music knows how to build the tension. I think he did work on Breaking Bad as well. It really does help. It really does help build, the tone and everything. Like it's like second to none. Like when I hear the music, I just get scared. Like some of the more tense music makes me think of Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil. Like just the way the hallway sound, the creepiness and stuff, the terror, the genuine terror. I feel genuine terror when things are about to go down. When things are about to, when situations are supposed to be super tense.
Yeah, I don't know that I breathed in that last minute. I was just like as soon as Lalo walked in, it's just like, oh no.
Like no, one of the scariest moments for me in Breaking Bad. Remember Walter's in the crawl space and he's looking for him. He's like, "Where's the money? Where's the money?" Because I think Gus threatened to kill him and his family. And that right after that, he's like, "I gotta leave. We have to leave." He wanted to get the money for the vacuum cleaner guy at the end of season 4, but Skylar gives the money to Beneke, of all things. Yeah. He's like, "Where is it?" And then she's like, "I'm sorry, Walt. I'm sorry." And then he's like, and then he starts laughing hysterically. He's laying down there in the crawl space. And he just starts laughing. And the music that they play, I've never been so scared. I was terrified. Like, what's going to happen next? This was episode 8 or 9, season 4. I mean,
it's so good.
It's
almost beyond words.
And this is not a horror show. This is it's a thriller, and it's done more to terrify me than a lot of horror movies.
Yeah, well, they do. I mean, they do almost everything right. I mean, comedy elements. Suspense, timing. I mean, the timing on everything, and just like they just drag you along, and then they drop it on you at the right times. I mean, I mean, shoot, I think I'd be curious if you watch this whole first half of the season together, if it improves the middle episodes, because I know a lot of people were down on 4 through, what was it, 4 and 5, because this was
Yeah.
6, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, "Oh, 4."
This is 7. This is 7.
Is it 7? Okay, so 4, 5, and 6. A lot of people were just like, these were too slow. Da, da, da. I'm wondering if you watch them back to back, if it elevates those episodes now, which I think probably it will.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. They definitely elevate those episodes.
Yeah.
It makes you even more scared now. You're like, don't do it. You're now I'm going to be thinking every time I rewatch those episodes, like, don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Don't leave them alone.
Well, it's
Now
like,
you feel more. Now you want them to leave. Every time I rewatch something where something really, traumatic and something really impactful happens, I rewatch and I keep telling the characters not to do it, even though
yeah,
they're good.
it's
They're not
like,
going
you
to
could
do it.
change. You could change it. You could just don't do it. Yeah, it's one of those. I mean, it's another one of those things. Like, just I don't think a lot of people, including myself, I was fearful of it, but a lot of people didn't think Howard was going to die.
No,
So
no,
it puts everybody's death back on the table. I mean, except for Saul, of course. I mean,
yeah,
anybody that's not, Kim. I mean, I don't think she is, but I mean, who knows? I mean, I, I, I don't know. It's one of those. There's a lot of that now. But I think the problem with that is, I think we're at the point where most of the major characters, except for Kim and Lalo, have made appearances in Breaking Bad at some point. So it gets harder to do that.
yeah. Rick Rock says, and we know Saul never finds out Lalo dies, so Kim doesn't either. So she may hit the cleaners over this alone. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Magic Ace. We can all now understand a bit more why Saul was scared that Lalo had sent Walt and Jesse, especially after this experience tonight. Yes, that's true. Like he freaked out. It looked like he was gonna piss his pants. He's like, "No, it wasn't me. It was Ignacio." Tim
Yeah.
Possible says Spock is not on today. Nope, he's not on. He doesn't watch Better Call Saul. But he's going to be watching the Orville, and he's going to be joining me for the Orville next week when we do my reaction for that show.
Are they? Is that episode by episode too, or are they binging that?
Yeah, no, it's going to be episode. It's Hulu. It's going to be episode by episode, I believe.
Cool.
So yeah, it's the right thing. I think the binge.
Yeah.
I don't like. I think as much as it's cool to have all the episodes at once, it kind of kills like this. It kind of kills the
Anticipation.
And anticipation.
Yeah.
So Better Call Saul was binge model. It wouldn't have the same effect.
No.
I just watch it. Okay, next.
Yeah.
I might talk about it.
Yeah.
But I liked having these discussions and just having theorizing, talking with fellow fans, fellow Better Call Saul fans. Greatest
Agreed.
chat ever.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, 100%. Right there with you.
And Rick Rock says Steve's right. Saul had a look of absolute horror. Yes, he did. They both did. I just can't get I want to rewatch it just to get that.
Yeah.
Just to look at that again.
I just think she'll snap out of it. It's like, okay, time to go.
Kim's going to double down. She's stronger and more focused than Saul. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. And he says, oh, by the way, did you guys see Thomas Schnauz trolling us on Twitter today with his tweet that this wasn't intended as a split season and this wouldn't have a traditional cliffhanger? Huh, really? Well, I think the reason why they did this was because of Odenkirk's. I was thinking they had this because of Odenkirk's heart attack, and they had to kind of delay. I think. I don't know for sure.
Oh, whatever, man. Cliffhanger engaged. I mean, come on.
And Rick Rocks is subscribed to the Nerdporeal Lifeform. Well, once again, thank you so much. You are amazing. And once again, everyone that's here, thank you for coming by. This is the largest stream I've ever had. I've never had like the highest I've ever had before was like 20 to 22 people. My average is like maybe 9 to 12 people. So it's cool having all you guys here. And if you are enjoying the conversation, I mean, I'm going to be covering the last 6 episodes of Saul. I'm going to be covering other TV shows as well. Orville. I'm covering the Orville, which I'm looking forward to. I'm going to cover House of the Dragon, despite season 8 of Game of Thrones being really total crap, but I'm thinking of watching it. And the Lord of the Rings show, which is I'm little concerned about. But that's just my opinion.
I think most of us are. Yeah.
But yeah, so if you hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button, you'll get you'll hear about stuff. You'll hear about my videos and streams that I'm going to be doing. So yeah, so once again, you guys are awesome. So I gotta read this. Jay Moose says when Lalo first walks in on Saul, when Lalo first walks in and Saul says how? Oh, yeah, that's right. He does say that. It's like how?
Yeah.
This automatically tells Lalo that Saul expected him to be dead. Oh no, that's right. I didn't think about that. Oh no.
I didn't think about it either.
No, that's not good. That's not good at all. Oh man, I didn't think about that. That's a good thing to spot. Thanks a lot. Holy crap.
Yeah, I didn't think about that either.
Good now. Holy shit. Oh
and,
my
and,
gosh.
and Lalo doesn't miss a thing, man.
No, he doesn't. Oh my gosh, that's not good. Oh, oh man. And Jorge Nares says, seems like considering that they said they were halfway done with production. Yeah. So, and then we have a Jake D here. He says, hey, friends, stopping by to leave a like on break. Well, thank you for coming by. Woo to you, because that's what he says all the time. Thinks he's Ric Flair. He goes, woo, to every comment he makes my videos. So what's up? And of course, Kim's going to save Jimmy's ass. I'm telling you all. All right. Well, that's probably what's going to happen.
I think so.
Oh, Ponzi says they did it to be eligible for additional award nominations. Oh, okay. That's right. I heard about that now. So they're trying to, because I think the cutoff is June or July or something for 1 year, and then the next year. So they're going to try to be nominated for this year or next year.
What deserves some dang awards? I'll be.
Yeah, I mean, have they won any awards? I haven't watched award shows in years because I don't know. I haven't watched award shows. I just don't care about them anymore.
Yeah.
They're cringe now, in my opinion. But if there's any show that does deserve awards, it's this show.
Oh yeah,
this show should win the best series.
Yeah, by far.
Show should win the best series. Best acting, best actor for Bob Odenkirk, best actress for Ray Seahorn, best supporting actor Jonathan Banks, best supporting actor Giancarlo Esposito, best supporting actor. They should all win awards. Michael Mando, Tony Dalton,
the whole cast, everybody, the whole cast.
Yeah,
they're all amazing.
And of course for this episode, Patrick Fabian should win an award. I'm probably going to send out a tweet saying, Patrick Fabian, you were awesome, and your character is going to be missed. I did the same thing for Michael Mando. So I sent out. I thanked Peter Gould, and I commented. So I'll do the same thing. Will I get a response? No. I'm always they're blue check marked Twitter handles, and I'm only like 780 followers. So I'm a little guy.
Hey, you're doing all right.
But hey, let's see. But hey, that cast deserves everything that they get. And Absolutely. The writers, Thomas Schnoz, Peter Gould, the directing, I think Ray Seahorn and Giancarlo Esposito directed for the first time this season. They did a good job. This episode was directed and written by Thomas Schnoz.
It's the best show on TV right now.
It is.
Barno.
It is. I don't see. I mean, Reacher's up there. Reacher's a great show.
I mean, I like Reacher, and there's some shows out there that but
I like fine. This one. I like this more.
But this is
more exciting. This is very nerdy. This is something that you can easily get into. There's so many unanswered questions. It doesn't tell you everything.
Yeah, I'm not taking away.
It builds up and it pays off.
Yes,
and that's what's important.
There's the range of emotions on. You're laughing, you're upset, you're fearful. I mean, it hits the whole spectrum. It's the best show on television. That's not taking anything away from some of the other ones. I mean, like Reacher was fine, and there's some other ones that I've seen here that are okay. They're entertaining, but not like this. This is just this is the best one, in my opinion. My humble opinion.
And if you have access to a keyboard chat, F's in the chat for Howard and Nacho. This was a heck of a first half of a final season. I did not see either of them dying in this first half of the season. I didn't think Nacho was going to die. I thought he was going to vanish, and I wasn't even sure if I was surprised how quickly his arc they resolved his arc. Like his arc literally got resolved like the week after the premiere. I couldn't believe it. So
Dude, Lee Trevino is here. Look at that.
Who?
Golfer. I had a tea time with Howard.
Okay, when it comes to golf, I'm a normie. I'm a complete normie when it comes to golf. So he said, I had a tea time. He's like, I had a tea time with Howard. Nice.
Not gonna make it.
Yeah. So we have SA Explorer here. What's up, man? He says, how are Jimmy and Kim going to explain Howard's death? Perhaps they'll stage his death as that. I don't know. I don't
think they're gonna do anything. I
don't know.
Like that's why like it depends how dark they really want to get it, because it can't be a car accident. He's got a hole in his head. I think they're gonna ditch him in the desert. I think that Kim is gonna take full charge. They're gonna wrap him up in that carpet that's got his blood stains on it. They're gonna wrap him up. They're gonna put him in in the car, and they're gonna take him out to the desert and dump him. And they're just not gonna explain it. They're just gonna be like, "What do you mean? We haven't seen Howard. Why would Howard come here?"
They have to stay. They have to stay mum about it.
Yep.
Because once again, you blab, you rat.
Just gonna be another disappeared body. It's just gonna be another disappeared body at this point.
Yeah. So Judo Joker says, because I got the impression from his convo with the vacuum guy that he didn't want to go to Omaha. Interesting. They really made Howard extremely likable just in time to off him. I know, those bastards, the writers, freaking writers are amazing and bastards at the same time. And we have Badanka Trunk. Well, welcome, Badanka. Says, I'm sick to stomach. My knees are weak after what I just witnessed. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you feel that way. It's not easy. I reacted. I screamed when I saw that. Like, no. I did not see Howard getting killed. Like, Howard was so like far away from the cartel side of things. Like there's the lawyer side of the show, and then there's the
he has
Mike,
no idea.
Gus, cartel drug side of the criminal.
Well, he's like, who are you? Who are you? Boom, dead.
Yeah,
but I think Judo Joker's right. I didn't even think about that. I think they're gonna go with the suicide angle. That if they're gonna have Howard be discovered, it'll be he was distraught and committed suicide. I mean, he was drinking.
Yeah. Yes. That's what I'm thinking too. Me, who only watches Better Call Saul on TV. Yeah, I agree. Better Call Saul and Cash should win all the awards. Yep. Where does he say? Where's Judo Joker say this? Either way, whether they stage a suicide or dump, and people assume Howard killed. Yeah. I definitely can see that.
Yep.
Greg Som says somehow Lalo needs to end up in that lab, because clearly the planting gun plays into his downfall. Yep. I'm just completely stumped at how we get to that point. Damn, these guys are great writers. I know. And they'll subvert it. They're going to continually subvert it. Like they don't just put these things in. They put these things in to mislead. I think.
Well, it's part of why I'm wondering, like, if misdirection, so Lalo can get down there, because Lalo's once again smart, right? So
yeah,
he may just use this appearance to ferret out Mike. Be like, go ahead, call Mike, let him know, and Lalo disappears, and all of a sudden they're on full scale manhunt for Lalo, and Lalo goes, okay, now I can get into the basement.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be what he's playing on. Who knows? I mean, who knows, man? Anything's on the table.
Yeah, I still think, and I hope this is true, that the story of the animal, Gus and the animal, is going to play into Gus and Lalo. That's what I'm hoping. And I forget who said that, but whoever said it is a genius. I don't know if it might have been someone in the chat. I'm sorry if I forgot it. I haven't rewatched my own stream, so. But I think that might be the happen.
That might happen. Just cements Lalo into the floor and leaves his head out or something. And it's just like, oh my god. It just feeds him, and he's stuck in the freaking. I'm getting a little dark here. Oh my god!
Kind of like now that I think of it, kind of like Crazy 8 and Walter in Jesse's basement. Remember how he was tied?
Yeah, but like they just pave him into the ground, but his face is out, and he keeps feeding him until he dies, or something. Yeah. I don't know. I could see him doing something crazy like that. Maybe I'm a little weird in the head for even thinking that, but
it's got, but yeah. So Lalo's likely not going to die right away. He's going to be in a very, very safe location, and he's going to be in and if he's going to be in a position that's worse than death.
Yeah,
he's going to be in a trap, and he's going to be in a position where he's going to be in constant pain, and Gus is going to keep him alive, kind of like the way Gus keeps Hector alive. Or maybe the animal's supposed to be Hector. Now that I think of it, maybe that animal is simply supposed to be Hector, hence why he tells Hector the story. That was another thing too, because Gus keeps Hector alive. I don't know. It's a lot to take in. So
yeah.
And Lee Trevino says Lalo is definitely the craziest Salamanca, and he makes delicious tacos. Hey, Lalo was here earlier. He might come back to visit us, so we're lucky. We're lucky. He just kind of.
I like the idea of.
We're lucky he didn't, off us.
I like the idea of they're just gonna have a cook off in the basement. They're just gonna. Chicken versus tacos.
It'll be chicken. It'll be his chicken versus his tacos.
Hermanos versus tacos. Go.
It'll be like have you ever seen Battle Royale? Remember, you ever see Battle Royale, the Japanese movie where the kids are on the island, they're forced to murder each other, or their collars will explode, and
talking about the Running Man?
Squid Game stole a lot of ideas from.
I don't know. Running Man is the closest thing to exploding collar heads I get to, but
I mean, the idea came from Stephen King.
Oh, okay. The
whole killing each other, the game. It's a game where there's like one final survivor. The survivor wins. But maybe they have a cook off and they're both wearing exploding collars, and whoever loses explodes.
No cilantro.
No, okay, that's probably not going to happen. But I just entertain the idea. But yeah,
Tuco's the judge.
Tuco. I'm curious if we're going to. I'm curious if we're going to see Tuco again, despite the comment earlier saying that he retired. Yeah, they retired the character.
That's the end. Tuco getting out of jail. It's like, yeah. Man, woo.
Yeah, man, woo. Then
good shit.
He basically reminds me of Joe Pesci's character in Goodfellas. Whenever because his goons laugh at him, he's like, "Who are you laughing at, huh? Do I amuse you?" Or he doesn't say that, but
just such the crazy face on that guy.
The second episode of Better Call Saul.
The crazy face on that dude is just amazing. Oh.
Yes, I love how when Don Eladio interviews Nacho, and Nacho says he worked with Tuco, and Eladio was like, Tuco, huh? He's scared of Tuco too. Even Don Eladio himself is scared of Tuco. It's like,
I wonder why.
Yeah, is he crazy? Freaking, he's like I say, he's Joe Pesci from Goodfellas. That type of, it's something you don't want to be around. He's just gonna wild card personality. They're just gonna snap, and who knows what they're gonna do. But I gotta read this. SA Explorer says, since Mike mentioned to Gus that he's pulling his men off surveillance on low risk places to watch Gus's house, we know no one is watching Jimmy and Kim's place while Lalo is there. Yeah,
that's why I think Mike's family's in play, dude. I think that's there for a reason. Like,
Chat, do you agree with Steve? Do you think Mike's family might be in danger? I'm not sure.
I think they're in play, man. It's one of those. I think that's one. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if that comment is just to make it so we realize that that's what Lalo's plan was, to get him pulled off so he could get there. But
yeah,
I don't know.
The desert. So Rick Rock says the desert theory actually makes the most sense now for Howard. Kim will take the lead on it. Also, after Lalo filmed Saul admitting Mike knew about the plot against Lalo. That's what I think is going to happen. It's something like that's going to happen. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And Judo Joker says another joke theory. What if Kim tells Jimmy she bought Lalo a ticket to Belize, and Jimmy takes it literally, and that's literally what he means when he says it in Breaking Bad. That would be, well, there has to be an origin for taking a trip to Belize. Exactly. So yeah, I could see that. That would be hilarious if they did that. Greg Som says, thank God we only have to wait until July. Not like poor Hank who sat in the toilet for over a year. Yeah, no.
We were just talking about that, right?
Yeah. I was surprised to find out, because I looked at, after I finished the series for the first time, I looked at all the air dates, it was 13. I think it was 13 to 14 months after the first half of season 5 that we didn't get the 8 episodes of the second half of season 5. Season 5 was 16 episodes. Breaking Bad had like 5 seasons. Breaking Bad has only 1 episode less than Better Call Saul. Breaking Bad has 62 episodes, but the seasons 2, 3, and 4 were 13 episodes, I believe, and then season 5 was 16. Well, it was split into 2, 8 and 8. So it's crazy. It's just crazy. And Judo Joker says, Steve, you outdarked me on that. You outdarked me on that one. So Jorge Nera says, Hank with severe constipation and lack of circulation to his legs. Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Gus to a partially buried Lalo. Ever heard of an Albuquerque? Oh my God. Ever heard of an Albuquerque sunroof? Ever heard of an Albuquerque sunroof? It is acceptable.
Oh, my God.
J Moose says Howard's face when Lalo is slowly turning that silencer on the gun. What the F are these two involved in? I feel so bad for him. He's like, yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. And that's when he shoots him. That's the moment he shoots him. It's when he's like, I don't think I'm supposed to be here.
I don't think I'm dead. It's like, oh.
Apocalypto style. I've never seen Apocalypto. Never seen that Mel Gibson movie. Rick Rock says, I'm now leaning against Lalo dying in the lab. Why? Because we all think that's going to happen. With these writers, this means it will not. LOL. Bodies in the walls or not. You know, if they can subvert my expectations in a way that, you know, it pays off, go for it. I want to see what they do. I want to see if they will do that.
I don't know. Maybe you know what? I think the sign of a really good writer is even if we all are expecting it and it makes sense, they still do it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to be subverted if it makes sense and it's cool. Like,
yeah, I mean,
but I mean, we live in the age of everything needs to be subverted. So he may be
years after Ryan Johnson directed the Fly episode. He directed the Ozymandias episode of Breaking Bad. He set out to subvert our expectations with Star Wars 8. Look how that turned out.
Yeah, woohoo!
The theories online were better than what happened in that movie, in my opinion. If you like the movie, no shame on you.
Shame on you, yeah.
Jorge Nara says, Tuco, after trying Gus's chicken and Lalo's tacos. These tacos and chicken hit harder than a donkey with its balls wrapped in a duct tape. Woo! Yeah, something like
chicken tacos. Ooh.
Yes.
With the pollos hermanos in the
Don Eladio got killed by Tony Montana. No bueno. Yep. Once again, Stephen Bauer plays Al Pacino's buddy in Scarface. Much younger Stephen Bauer, but yeah, he secretly married his sister, Tony Montana's sister. He's not having any of that, and he just shoots them. He just sees them and they're happy, and he just shoots them, and they do it in the very melodramatic slow motion. It was ridiculous. But that's like another great movie. If you haven't seen Scarface, you gotta see Scarface. This town is one big PUSSY waiting to be effed. I mean, who talks like that? They do in that movie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. SA Explorer says this wouldn't be the first time that the Salamancas have threatened or stalked Mike's family. That would be. I'm curious. Greg Somm recounts waiting for Breaking Bad, saying it was the longest year ever. I know. I feel kind of bad now that I didn't get into the series earlier, because I knew coworkers that watched the show back in like 2011, which I think was when season 4 was out. So that was probably the best year. To me, season 4 might have been the best season of Breaking Bad. I don't know how you guys feel, but a lot of people did not like the last season.
Yeah, it was definitely not my favorite of the bunch. That's why I said that if they continue to go this way with this show, then definitely I think it'll eclipse Breaking Bad in popularity and worth. I guess is the word.
So Judo Joker says tangential related. I'm still waiting on my federal approval to get my silencer about a year ago. Silencers, yeah. Lee Trevino says Tony Montana to his new brother-in-law. If anyone's going to have sex with my sister, it's going to be me. Yeah, that was messed up. That final part of the movie, she's like, I know what you want to do. And she's like, I forget if she was drunk or she was high. I think she was drunk. She's like, I know you want to F me. He's like, he's like freaking, he's like his whole desk is full of coke, and that's going on while his guys are being murdered by the family that he screwed over earlier. It's ridiculous. That final part of the movie is so freaking ridiculous. So, but hey, he got what he got. It's like it ends with him dying. Spoiler alert! Falls into the water, and then it pans up and you see the world is yours. What does that mean? Crime does not pay. Well, it pays, but it's fleeting. I think that was the message of the movie. Lee Trevano says, "Yeah, Gina. Yeah, that was her name, Gina." So, but yeah, 42 people still watching. Wow, this is the biggest stream I've ever had. So if you enjoyed the conversation, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to Steve's channel. His channel is called The Prophet of the Dragon. So tell him about your channel.
Oh, well, mostly Wheel of Time based right now. Just elaborating how bad the show is compared to the books. Eventually we'll venture into some other stuff when I get some more time, but any time I have has been pretty much not working, has been here with the Admiral going over Breaking Bad and stuff. So but if you like fantasy stuff, there's you're probably going to go over Rings of Power. Definitely going to keep tabs on the Wheel of Time stuff, and delving into more stuff eventually here. What's
sorry,
up?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But if you're new to this, reason why I call myself the Admiral is because of this particular character right here. Admiral. Yeah, big Star Trek fan. I've done Star Trek videos. I've done Star Wars videos. I've done Nintendo videos. My current project I'm writing right now is a Mario 64 retrospective. So I cover a lot of ground. I don't just cover TV shows. I cover games. I cover movies. I recently did a Dirty Harry review. So there was just so much on the plate.
Well, we're going to be here for Stranger Things Thursday, right?
Yep, we're going to be talking about the first 3 seasons of Stranger Things. Me, you, and Salty for about an hour and a half. So I got the Netflix. I got reactivated my Netflix account. I'm going to watch the 3 seasons. Hopefully, I can get it done in the next couple of days. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the first half of season 4. So it's interesting that Netflix is actually not releasing the whole show this time. They're splitting it in 2. So it's going to be first half is going to be May, second half is going to be July 2nd. So it's going to be the same time, when Better Call Saul comes back. So, but yeah, hey, that's right. Yeah, Lee Trevino is right. It says Montalban. Yeah, Ricardo Montalban. Howard will come back to life.
Oh no!
in the Grateful, in the not Grateful.
Zombie Better Call Saul.
Walking Dead. I mean, Walt came back. Walt came back to life. He saw a bald guy with glasses in the first episode.
Walking Saul. There you go.
Walking Saul. That's right. That's right. Jay Moose says the last 3 episodes of season 4 of Breaking Bad was some of the best television I've ever watched. I was so when I couldn't stop watching the show, watching it, and then when season 4 ended, that final shot of season 4 with the plant in Walt's yard, I was like, whoa, because that's the plant that poisoned Brock. I was like, whoa, this is going in a very dark direction.
I'm in. I think I'm in season 3, just the beginning of Breaking Bad. I started watching it again.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it's good stuff, man. I mean, the last season was the greatest, but you're not gonna, it was okay, so it didn't ruin the show, right? The show is still top tier.
Yeah, I agree.
For me, anyways.
Yeah. Sean B. That's me says Seinfeld reference. The world's colliding. I forget what episode.
I gotta watch Seinfeld again. I love Seinfeld. It's been a long time.
Serenity. You forgot my bread. No soup for you. Next.
So who kills Lalo? That's a good question from Lee Trevino.
Who kills Lalo? I think it has to be Gus. Or Mike.
I think it's gonna be Mike. I think Mike might ruin his plans of his prolonged torture. I think Mike might put a bullet in him and end it.
I'll be honest.
Especially if he goes after his family. So if he ends up going
Yeah,
after his family, that gives Mike even more motivation to end him. So I think it's
yeah.
gonna be Mike. I will put my money on Mike at this point. I could be wrong. Frang makes the most sense, but I think it's gonna be Mike. It's
Oh
gonna.
no.
Would that be funny if it's Kim? Kim's just like, I took over. I am a friend of the cartel. Oh, did you lose your camera?
Yeah, I lost my camera.
Oh my god.
Oh well. Everybody knows what I look like, so it doesn't matter. Let's see what else is being said. So Judo Joker says, I will say I was one of the people so invested in the Howard storyline that, and I saw people complaining about it being a distraction. I feel vindicated
I
feel
never felt it
vindicated
was a
to
distraction. I always found it interesting. So
Yeah, a lot of people were complaining about it. I mean, even on the Facebook, I shared the stream to Facebook to the Better Call Saul group, and there were people complaining that they weren't some people were not happy with how slow the
I
series was going.
I find that very strange because the Howard storyline is basically the Saul Kim storyline. So
Yes,
I mean, look, it points the Nacho, Salamanca, Lalo, Frang stuff is, I think that's, to be honest, probably the more entertaining, but it's not, doesn't make the other stuff any less entertaining. I
yeah,
look forward to the Lalo, Frang, Mike stuff, I think, more than the other stuff right now, too. But that's why I'm glad they're starting to collide, get it all
yeah,
back together.
yeah. So now let's say Jay Boo says, "You guys are really cool. I'm going to cry myself to sleep now. Cheers." Oh well, once again, thank you for. Yeah, I mean, we try to keep the. I want to keep the chat engaged as best we can. At least the chat's not going at like a million miles per hour.
Yeah.
But hey, all you guys are watching, I really appreciate it. I love doing this. I love watching Better Call Saul, and because of the lack of people talking about and having after shows, especially in season 5. Now that I started my channel last year, I wanted to do this. I wanted to provide some conversation for people to come and hang out and talk about this awesome show, and especially times like tonight where we kind of need to, talk it out. And it's kind of like a therapy. I mean, we lost Howard, and Howard, this was something that Howard didn't deserve.
No.
And that's the nature of this type of show.
Yeah.
And it's just
Collateral damage,
I couldn't,
man.
I am still beside myself.
Yep. Major
So,
collateral damage. Yeah.
so Judo Joker thinks Gus will kill Lalo with the help of Mike and Kim. I like how everybody thinks Kim's gonna be in the hand of doing this. If that happens, it will be hilarious.
Kim's gonna cut off his leg or something with an axe. There you go.
Let's yeah. Yeah, that's what he's gonna do. You effed with the wrong lawyer. With the wrong lawyers. And then Lee Trevino says the gun under the excavator. Yeah, that's what we're being led to believe.
We'll see that. See. Yeah, that's gonna be it. She's gonna stab him in the eye with the bottle top, and it's just gonna stick out of his eye at the end.
Oh, Lee Trevino had the perfect thing. Lalo killed my cam. That's what
it
was.
It was well, Lalo. He was here. He planted that seed, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Let's see if it doesn't work. It's like Tony Soprano. I faded to black. Remember how the show ended?
Yeah, I do.
Tony Soprano faded to black.
I do.
Not faded. He cut to black. They cut to black. And you know why they cut to black? Because he's dead. I know some people don't believe it, but I think it's because he's dead.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was another miss for me. Like The Sopranos, not the ending.
Crazy how it's Sean B says, crazy how it's just a throwaway line from a throwaway Breaking Bad character, and it all leads up to this major character on a spinoff. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. But the thing is, and I've said this before, Peter Gould said, we're not just going to put him in there. We're going to earn it. We're going to try and earn this. We have to make this feel earned. And I feel this is more than earned with Lalo. I think Lalo being in the show has felt very earned. And just, it was interesting how they decided to place him at the very end of season 4. I think it was episode 8 was his first appearance. So he comes as they're getting closer to, as Gus and the German, engineering team are getting closer to, finishing the dig, the excavation. And then Lalo kind of puts a wrench in it. And that's why they haven't really begun it. And that's the reason why Mike had to kill Warner in the first place, was because of Lalo's meddling.
Yeah, it's completely on hold because of Lalo. Yep.
And because of that, and he knows that they can't do anything until they kill or get rid of Lalo to do that. So Mike Borrega says, what if Jimmy never discovered Sandpiper? Well, if Jimmy never discovered Sandpiper, then Chuck would be alive, probably. Chuck would be alive. Well, actually, no, it was the Mesa Verde thing that really led to Chuck going down. But I don't know. That's a good question. What if Jimmy never discovered Sandpiper? I think Jimmy and Chuck's relation would have basically stayed the same. I think Jimmy would probably still be struggling as a defender, public defender, and he'd be trying to get lawyers, getting certain clients to do stuff. So yeah, so it's just me for now. I know Steve had to go away for a bit. Lee Trevino says, I think Kim will die. Oh, I hope she doesn't die. If she dies, I don't know. I don't know about that. Trudeau Joker says, Kim, friend of the cartel. Bitch, I am the cartel. It's crazy. Sean B. That me says, yes. Rick Rock says, I think Mike kills Lalo. We haven't ever seen Gus fire a gun. We have seen Gus kill. Gus killed. Well, yeah, I don't think we've ever seen him fire a gun because he probably has never fired a gun. He's good. I think Gus is good at CQC. I think he was. There's a lot of theories that he was in the Chilean military. He was part of. I forget the name of the dictator that was in charge of Chile in the 80s, but or the 70s or 80s, and he was part of that regime. And because he was part of that regime, that's why he left. And somehow Eladio finds out about this, and he kills Gus's friend. Was it Max? Yeah, Max, for that reason, for trying to deceive them and stuff. So he keeps them alive, and so I think Gus has some CQC. He was able to overwhelm that Nacho's partner with the bag over his head, and managed to zip time while struggling and stuff. So I think he knows how to kill. That's what I think. But let's see. I think Lalo somehow gets himself close enough to Gus to be about to kill him. Mike's perfect shot ends it. Lots of drama there. Yeah, I could see it. That's something that could happen. Well, I'm just curious exactly how it'll play out. Ray F is here. He says, "Wow, Better Call Saul. Salamancas don't give a yeah."
No.
Trudeau Joker says, at Lee Trevino, Jimmy kills Kim in the Gene timeline. Not a joke prediction. I'm sticking to this one. Jimmy kills Kim in the Gene timeline.
Ooh.
That is dark.
Went back dark. I think you've one up me again.
And Trudeau Joker for a reason. And we have Brandon Flom here. What's up? He says, Lalo forces Kim to take the fall for Howard's demise, landing her in prison. Oh, that's another dark one too. I hope that's not true. I hope that's not true.
Youch.
I hope that's not true.
Man, we're getting dark here.
Yeah, we are getting dark here.
I like it.
So many theories. So many theories, and we still have 47 people. Wow.
So that's why I love this. Is all the theories. You
guys
never
are awesome
know.
With the theories.
You never know. You really don't. I mean, they could do it. You really don't. I wouldn't put it by them. Kim's just like you cut to Kim and she's all tatted up in prison, like running a bunch of.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe not.
Okay, I got to work again.
He's back.
I got to work again. Yeah, somehow it changed. It's set the camera to a different. It set the stop cam to not my cam but something else. So I didn't. So Lalo did not Tony Soprano me. So that's good. That's good. Because I'm not playing "Don't Stop Believing," because that's a song that they play, at the end of the show. Spoiler alert.
Man, I watched the show. I don't know how you remember some of this stuff.
Well, I just watched a video. I honestly think the ending was brilliant of Sopranos. At least, but even though the David Chase will never admit that Tony Soprano is dead, he is dead. He is dead. From his point of view, when cut to black, the scene did not end. People like some people out there saying, "Oh, it just cut off because the director wanted to cut us off from it." I'm like, no, that's bullcrap. It built up to the idea of you not knowing when you're going to die.
Yeah.
And they've said it twice. It just happened. So that's what happened. We don't see it because from his point of view, he doesn't see it either. So you can only thing you could do is imagine, he's imagine like Captain McCluskey or like Salazzo from Godfather, blood coming out while all over the onion rings that they ordered, or the onion rings that they ordered. So that's my opinion. So
it's been a long time since I've seen The Sopranos.
yeah. Okay, this is Judo Joker's got it. Pinochet. Pinochet. I think it's Pinochet. I know it sounds French. It makes me think of Bronson Pinchot, believe it or not, when you see that name. Remember Bronson Pinchot from Beverly Hills Cop? And
I do, yes.
Axel.
Ahmed Foley.
Axel Foley.
Ahmed Foley.
What are you wearing? What are you wearing this? You look like you look all fuzzed up. You don't look sexy. It's one of the funniest things. It was all improvised. And of course, Bronson Pinchot was in Perfect Strangers in the 80s. Get the fuck out of here! Beverly Hills Cop is a future nerdporial review. It's actually it's in my intro video. It's something I'm gonna do.
Get the fuck out
Holy crap!
here.
58 people. Wow, getting up there.
Man.
And we got another subscriber. Thank you, Tracy Plans. Thank you so much for the subscription. I hope you enjoy the content that's out there. That's on my channel. Lots of streams, talk about classics, talk about good shows, things that I really enjoy. It's crazy. Let's see who else is here. Let's see. Ben says, and there's a picture of Lalo. Ben says, I hope they do half an episode on Gus's past. I'm curious. That's the one thing that they never got into was Gus's past. That's one thing I wanted to hear more.
I mean, I think there's some time. There's time for it. Yeah, I mean, I think it would make sense where we're going. I mean, the ultimate showdown. There's got to be Salamanca, Fring history. So I think that would to build to the crescendo of the top off cooking contest in the basement. I think it would be good to get some Fring background.
Yeah. Okay, Greg Sump says Kim has to die. She witnessed Howard's murder at the hands of Lalo. Gus has no use for her, and she's a liability. Ooh, that's another dark one. But I don't. That's an interesting one.
I don't know why Howard's murder affects Gus at all. I don't. Gus, for all we know, Gus doesn't know. The only thing Gus knows about Kim is through Mike. If Mike's even divulged anything about Kim,
I don't even know Mike's even divulged anything about Jimmy or Saul to Gus.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Kim. I'm not opposed to the thought that Kim's going to die. I just don't know why Gus would be the factor that does it. And especially Howard's death. Howard's death's going to come and go and be gone. I think they're just going to take care of it quick.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think Kim's going to take care of it quick, or like take the reins, and it's going to take care of, and then on to the bigger problem, which is Lalo's back.
Yeah, that's interesting. Mike doesn't know about it, so I'm thinking that there's going to be a point where Lalo is going to get Gus alone. I mean, that's what I initially thought. So who knows at this point? Like I said, boss fight. It'd be
chicken tacos
versus chicken tacos. Exactly. Judo Joker says, I don't think they'll write Kim off like that, and it wouldn't make sense with Howard being the spitting image of a suicide risk.
As murders, like, it sounds bad, but as murders go, Howard's is pretty easy to cover up. That sounds bad, I know, but
yeah, I mean, they're going to say it was a suicide.
With the spectacular embarrassment of the Sandpiper meeting, his failing marriage.
Everybody's going to think of this therapist.
Everybody's
going to think that he
whether they disappear him in the desert or stage a suicide, both are completely believable.
Yeah, same here. I think. I don't know which way they're going to go with that. I have no idea which way they're going to go with that. So Maybe Lalo will go for the gun and get run over by the excavator. That would be crazy. That would be hilarious. It just you see it smash his head in, and like, ooh, it'd be like it would be a gross out moment, basically.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And look who came back. BCS 1980. Better Call Saul 1980. I'm just tuning in and I'm shaking. How could they kill Howard? Oh, yeah, I know. I was screaming when I heard that. I said this before. I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna. I'm curious what they're gonna do after that. Lee Trevino says Chilean special forces. They are called the habaneros. The habaneros. Well, they are. I'm guessing they're very spicy.
Very spicy.
Because what do you think? What do you think? If you order a chicken from Los Pollos Hermanos, extra spicy.
Extra spicy.
Habaneros.
Habaneros.
Maybe that's what it is. Ben says Howard was drunk. He was trespassing. He was threatening Jimmy and Kim. Lalo saved them. I never thought.
Yeah,
of it.
there you go.
I never thought of it that way.
You know what? You're right. Howard is a freaking drunken threat. He was there for revenge.
If Kim dies in the Gene timeline, I think we'll be cheering it by then. I think Kim is going to be that dark. And oh, come on, really? You think so? If you're right, if you're right, if this happens and you're right, I'll let you come on the show and you can gloat about it. How about that?
Yeah, I don't know that I go that far. I think Kim's gone dark, but I don't know that we're going to be cheering for her to die. Maybe we will.
I don't think I'm going to be. Sean B says I don't think Howard would have resorted to harming him. No, he wouldn't have harmed them.
No. I no. Howard was fine. He just basically came to confront them, and he was like, "All right, you guys didn't break me. I'm out of here." I mean, that's how I took that. Was he showed up just to be like, "All right, you got me. My life looks to be falling apart, but guess what? I'm a stronger person than that, and I'm gonna be fine. So, screw you guys. I'm out of here." And then, of course, I'm not supposed to be here. No,
I'm not. No, you're not. No, I'm not. Oh, what did I do? What did I get myself into? Boing. He went out. Tony he got me faded to he cut to black just like Tony Soprano. Poor Howard.
Yeah, poor Howard. Rip Howard.
At least the show doesn't take place from his point of view, because if it took place from his point of view, we'd be pissed, because that's how Better Call Saul would end.
It's like do. Like,
yeah. Same with Nacho. Rest in peace, Nacho. And I got a super chat.
The kill count is going up, man.
Judo Joker says, "Thanks for reading all these chats, bro. Congrats on the new viewers tonight." Well, thank you so much, Judo Joker. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I want to keep you guys as entertained as possible. I don't have to go to work tomorrow, so I can keep doing this as long as possible. I know people are going to be everyone's mind. Whenever things like this happen on the show, my mind is continually racing. Like I can't go to sleep. Like the moment I'm done with this, whenever we ever get done with this tonight, I'm gonna watch Talking Saul, and then I'm gonna rewatch the episode and stuff. So once again. Actually, I should probably have the super chat up right there. I'll read again. Judo Joker for $10. Thanks for reading all these chats, bros. Congrats on all the new viewers tonight. You guys are all awesome, and if you haven't subscribed, hit the red subscribe button and hit the like. It really helps, make this stream visible to other fans of Better Call Saul. And that's basically what it is. And we have to pay tribute to Steve's son.
Hey,
good night.
You want to say hi? You can say hi.
Hi.
It's late.
Hi.
Past his bedtime, but
Hey, I used to go to bed 8 o'clock when I was a kid. I used to go to bed 8 o'clock during the week.
Yeah, never. Like, good luck getting my kids to bed before. It's
even on Friday when TGIF was on ABC. I was lucky to be able to stay up till 9 on Fridays.
Yeah, it's almost midnight, so school's almost out. Well, actually, almost midnight. It's almost 1 o'clock, but
I got the Alice
School's
Cooper
almost
song in my
out,
head
so,
now. Now I got the Alice Cooper song in my head now. School's out forever, for summer or whatever. I forget. So, 66 viewers. Wow, man. 66. That's the year Star Trek came on. That's you add another digit to that. That'd be an evil number. Welcome everybody. So, I have to read. I'm going to read everything else. So, Azucena Lamone says, "Remember the soda that can make it silent and to pop it via the circular move, same as the silencer gun popping Howard's head. Oh, that is, I
That's
did not think of
crazy.
that. I did not think of that. That is, wow. Wow. That's very perceptive. A lot of connections. Like a lot of people talked about, if you watch any other, channels, Vivid Kiwi, The Take, they all talk, and Pete Peppers, they all talked about how Kim and Jimmy in the last episode were embracing each other because of the congratulating her for getting that gig and stuff. And then all of a sudden you see the axe come down. It cuts to the axe coming down, slicing the wood in half. So people are thinking, oh, that's going to be that's a tease to what's going to happen with the relationship.
Bots, bots, you've made it. You gotta. I'm not. Uh-oh, you're under attack.
What?
You have some bots in your chat.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is my? I don't have any. Uh-oh. Block user. All right, I blocked him.
Yay.
So let's go back. So Ben says Gus and Mike refer to Jimmy as the lawyer. Okay, that's it. Yeah, the lawyer. Okay.
Yeah.
And we have Keenan Milan here. I hope I pronounced it right. Keenan Milan. I think they'll definitely have a showdown alone where Gus uses the literal Chekhov's gun in the super lab at the last minute. Hey, see, what's awesome about this chat is they know about Chekhov's gun. They know about Chekhov's gun. So I didn't even learn about that until after I saw The Last Jedi. That when people were really complaining about that movie. Because the X-Wing in that movie, that was a freaking red herring. You would have thought they would have used it. Well, they did use it. Ray used it in episode 9. Ray. Okay, but that's a story for another day. Just like what's her name says in Force Awakens. All right, Judo Joker says Mike and Gus view Kim as an asset. She's in the game. I have to say it like Mike. She's in the game.
Yeah.
She's in.
Pretty close.
I have to try to do the dead eye look. She's in the game. She's in the game. And Mike thinks she's made of sterner stuff. Speaking of Beverly Hills Cop, Mike was in Beverly Hills Cop. That's why. That's another reason why I recognized him right away. The moment he smacked Jesse Pinkman, I was like, "Yep, that's him. Because that's exactly what he does to Mikey Tandino in Beverly Hills Cop." Jonathan Banks just likes he slaps people in every role that I've seen him in. So, but going back to this chat, I get people not thinking Kim is much of a badass as I do, but give her at least some credit. Okay, yeah, I agree. And
it's not that I don't think she's a badass. I just I think she's absolutely is a badass. I just don't know that
she's made of sterner stuff. Mike says
I don't know that she's going to be chopping heads off.
I don't know.
Maybe she will.
So we have Charles Switzer here. Can we call you Chuck?
Ooh,
she noticed Ed's card in Caldera's book. So the symbolism is all there. No clue what happens, but Kim goes to best quality vacuum. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are thinking.
Yeah,
that's what a lot of people are thinking. Should we call you Chuck Switzer? If that's fine. We're just kidding. Ben says Howard's making his wife coffee was a callback to Walt making his family those desperate breakfasts. Oh, that's right. I didn't think about that. That's true. Remember that. Because like he doesn't want his wife to leave him or something. I forget. I have to rewatch Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And Brandon Flom says, I do agree that Jimmy and Kim will get over watching the murder with ease, similar to the Blaze reaction Jimmy had to Chuck's death. So
I think Kim will. I think Saul's going to be messed up.
Yes.
Personally.
Yes.
I think that's going to be the thing. Is Kim's going to be like, let's take care of let's get this done, and Saul's going to be like, how are you okay right now?
Yeah, I agree.
He's going to be messed up.
Yeah,
I think. We'll see.
Yeah, he's gonna bottle it up further, like the way he acted with Chuck's death.
Well, he's gonna
take it to another degree.
Increase paranoia. He's gonna
And he's gonna descend. He's gonna descend further. He's gonna descend further into crime and not give a crap. He's not gonna give a crap about people dying because that's how he is in Breaking Bad. Saul doesn't give a crap. You go send him to police. What do I care? Now he wasn't in on the action, but he didn't have any qualms about people dying at that point. No, if you're a rat, you're a rat, So Sean B says even Walt never witnessed a murder with Skylar. Yeah, that's true. It's true. It's very true. Azucena says great observation. Oh yeah, referring to what I said, my reading of that. Ben says Lalo turning his silencer. Okay, I read that already. Master Chicken says I don't understand why Kim and Saul are flipping out. Deep down, they wanted this.
They didn't want him dead.
No, they didn't want him dead. They wanted to ruin. I don't know. They wanted the money. You would think they wanted it for the money, but then
Kim wanted to ruin Howard.
Yeah, mainly
Saul
because
wants to please Kim. That's it.
Why did Kim want to ruin Howard? Because Howard went up to her, tried to have an intervention with her, telling her that Jimmy is a bad influence on her and manipulating her. That's why. It was after that scene in the courtroom that she has these ideas.
Yeah, I don't think they wanted him dead at all.
They did not want him dead.
They just wanted their form.
They literally said, "Get out." They're like, "Get out."
Yeah, they're trying to get him. Yeah, get out of here now. Yeah, they wanted him gone.
Keenan Milan says, "Yeah, this is either going to bring them together a lot or split them apart and quick." I think it's going to be the latter. They're going to be split apart because of this. Joe Joker says, "I just think Jimmy's unleashed a demon in Kim. And now that she's gotten her taste of cartel death and violence, if she becomes desensitized, no telling how far she can sink." Joe Joker, you're really pushing this Kim,
Dark Kim,
super
man.
Villainous,
super
Dark
Sith,
Sith Kim,
Darth Kim, man. Oh my God, Darth Lawyeress.
And Rick Rock says, "I gotta wonder if Cliff tries to investigate Howard's allegations of Jimmy, and or the hired PI comes forward if he hears Howard disappears." It's a very interesting. We'll find out.
I'm assuming. My thought is they're gonna just end the Howard stuff and move on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're gonna really. It's not gonna. I don't think things are gonna, especially in the last few episodes. They're not gonna come shattering down.
They're just going to use. Yeah, I think they might use it to see to show what state of mind Kim and Saul are for the last half, and go from there. I don't think they're going to spend too much time on it.
And I want to say thank you for subscribing, Sean B. That's me. Master Chicken says the best ending is. Sean B says wholesome ending, guys. Night. Well, have a good night. Thank you for coming. Definitely come if I'm doing more. If come on by for more streams. I try to do streams a couple days a week, so definitely come by if you guys are interested in the stuff that I'm talking about. I talk about classic movies and I do Star Trek stuff. If you like Star Trek, who knows? Master Chicken says that Kim used the vacuum cleaner guy, and in a flash forward, Kim and Saul reunite and go to the police and make amends.
Well, I mean, the last time we see Gene, he's saying he's taking care of shit himself. So,
yeah,
we'll see.
I'm kind of hoping. I don't know if it's going to be the case, but I'm hoping for a happy ending for Saul, in whatever way. I'm hoping for a happy ending. Now, it doesn't mean he'll come forward. Will he change? Who knows? I mean, I know Breaking Bad didn't quite have a happy ending, but to me, it had a satisfying ending because he was able to leave the money for his kids, even though his son completely rejects him.
Yeah.
On the phone, I'm glad he still was able to find out they've had him leave the money for his kids, which was his original intention, or the intention that he told himself and he told everyone until he reveals, "Oh, I did it for myself. I did it for me. I felt powerful. I was good at it." That was the big reveal at the end. So I'm hoping something with Saul's a little bit. I hope Saul gets a happier ending and stuff. If he gets caught, or if he continues to hide, or if he becomes Saul Goodman again, I'm curious what they're going to do with him ultimately.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So it's like the Stinger, a happy ending. All this in a happy ending. It's like,
because I mean, the way it seems right now, this is going to be the end of what they call the Gilligan verse, which is going to be Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul and El Camino. I don't think if they do something, it's not going to be for a while, because I think they already, by the time, maybe Jack can correct me on this, but I believe they announced Better Call Saul shortly after Breaking Bad ended. And
I don't think it was too long after.
Yeah, and here they've said they have nothing in the works. Like they have nothing related in the works. I'm not even sure what they could make another show about, to be honest, because it seems like they covered all the other characters.
Yeah, there's been speculation that there might be a Gus show, but I don't. I they just need to put a bow on it and call it done. No one just know when your stuff is done. You know what I mean? I mean, it just end it strong and just leave your stamp. In my opinion.
Rick Rock says, Speaking of work tomorrow, I gotta head out. This was fun. I'll be back July 11th. Although by then I may be doing something like this myself. But I'll check this out one way or another. Well, I appreciate you coming on, and participating in the chat. And it was cool. It was cool reading all the stuff that you wrote. All you guys, everyone in the chat had really great stuff to bring to the conversation. I love doing this. It's almost 3 hours since we started. It's midnight. It's midnight where I'm at right now. I'm in Chicago, so it's midnight right here. But once again, thank you so much for subscribing. And Lee Trevino says, just subbed. You need more golfing. Maybe some of my golf specials. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the sub. I'm probably gonna do a Mario Sports. I might do a Mario Golf retrospective at some point in the future. That could be close to some golf. Or maybe I'll do. I do want to do a Stooges retrospective. The best episode, in my opinion, was the golf episode from 1935. So yeah, that's exactly what it is. Judo Joker says, "Holy shit, that's a good connection with the soda can." Also, he talks about how he learned from Chuck right before getting scanned in the same way Chuck did. I didn't think about that either. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's a very good parallel.
Yeah, wow. Totally. That is totally. Wow, you're totally right.
Yes. Well, I'm getting so many chats. I'm not used to this. Keenan Milan says, "Loved how the cockroach made Lalo think it's all you." And you're Steve. Yep. This was all you. I did not catch that. You caught that. Yep. So that was. I did not. You caught that, and you caught the clicks on the phone where he realized there was he was being bugged.
Yep.
Loved how the cockroach made Lalo think of Saul. He literally called him La Cucaracha in the past. That's right. Yep. It's in such fun detail.
La Cucaracha.
Yep, that's true.
The survivor.
Mm-hmm. So so we have and Sean B says, if you need a mod, let me know. Yeah, if you want a mod, that's fine. Hey, look who's here. Hey. Look who came by. The man himself, Walter White.
Man, and Lalo
Walter White's
and
a gamer
Walter,
too.
What a freaking star-studded chat. Walter White and Lalo and Lee Trevino.
And I'm waiting. We need Saul Goodman. We're Saul Goodman, Mike Ehrmantraut, and Kim Wexler now.
Judo Joker too? No, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Can you do a Walter White game? He says, "Can you do a good Walter White impression?" I'll try.
Just fall on the floor dead.
It was. I'm the one who knocks. I don't even remember all of his dialogue, but he's like, I did it for me. I was good at it. I enjoyed it. It made me feel alive. I don't know. I can't think of any other. Jesse. Yeah, Jesse. Yeah, there you go. Then Lee Trevino says Mike was in Sanford. Oh yeah, he was in. Yeah, I saw that too. He was in Sanford. He wasn't in Sanford and Son. They made a spinoff. Red Fox made a spinoff called Sanford. So Damon Wilson wasn't in the show. And so there was another character that was his assistant. And Mike was one of two criminals that were holding them hostage in their home. So I didn't see how that episode turned out, but I did. Yeah, this is like Mike was like 30. Jonathan Banks was like only 32, 33. He was really young when he did that. Younger than he was in this because it was before Beverly Hills Cop. So. And then we have E-Bus there. What's up, E-Bus? He says, Hamlin, and McGill are literally gone. Yes, that's one thing I wanted to talk about. Now that all the partners are gone now, what's going to happen with HHM? Exactly. HHM is now...
Jimmy inherits it. It's like, no. No, that's obviously not. But that would just
I don't know how that would work. How would... Yeah, like...
I mean, I would assume the partners would take over and probably rename the place. I would think.
And we have B Horning 2 here. What's up, B Horning 2? Welcome. He says, do you think Saul will feel guilt? I think he will feel it initially, then he's going to bottle it up and like kind of like he did with Chuck.
Yep.
And because he doesn't know that Lalo's dead, he cannot never rat. So he's going to be living in constant fear of that. So we'll find out. I can't wait to find out what they do with that. Bullish Wooly, what's up, Bullish Wooly? Bullish Wooly. I guess you invest because you're bullish. Patrick Fabian was in Xena Warrior Princess. That I didn't know. I've only seen like clips of Xena Warrior Princess and Hercules. So it's funny how both actors, Kevin Sorbo and Lucy Laws, they hate each other on Twitter because of political differences.
Yeah.
Agent Neptune says Kim equals Long Con. Con.
I think time is a luxury you don't have.
That Con. There you go.
Any excuse. Any excuse
indeed. I downloaded all the clips where he says Admiral. So that's me. So Lalo twisting silencer like Sodakin. Yep. Agent Neptune. Yep. So you guys are all freaking smart. Like I didn't even see that.
I didn't. Yeah.
No, Jake Break Model 94. If anything, people aren't attempting to use it soon enough. Yeah. Okay, I got a little ahead of myself here. So, Robbie G's here. What's up, Robbie G? Says, what an episode! I know, what an episode. Yeah,
Indeed.
I couldn't like. I started the stream and freaking. I was like, I'm like Howard with the caffeine. The only thing is I don't have dilated eyes. And I proved it. I put my eyes up really close to the camera. So Jake Break Mile 94 says, do you think best quality vacuum is overused as an exit?
I mean
they used it in Breaking Bad, they used it in El Camino, and he calls, rest in peace, Robert Forster. He calls them in season 5 as Gene. So perhaps.
Maybe.
I think so.
I don't know.
Charles Switzer responded to what I said earlier. He says, I guess Chuck does fit for the show. Well, yeah, I figured, the be in the moment type of thing. So, okay, cool. I'll call you Chuck. Chuck Switzer. Bullish Wooly says, Kim will tell Lalo just to look at the flowers. Walter White Games says, Saul Goodman and Roblox. That's crazy. If anything, people aren't attempting to use it soon enough. B Horning 2 says Howard was right about Saul and Kim being sociopaths. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Leopold and Loeb? Yeah. We talked about it earlier. If you want to know Leopold and Loeb are, watch the movie Rope, because Rope is based on Rope is based on a true story. Obviously, they don't use the characters' names as Leopold and Loeb, but they're the two murderers in Rope are based off of them. Rope is 1948 Alfred Hitchcock. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's a good movie. It's a very good movie. It's part of the Alfred Hitchcock collection. If you can still get it on Blu-ray, it's part of the Alfred Hitchcock collection. And it's in color. They colorized it. So let's see. Judo Joker says, "Sorry enough, Darth came for tonight." No, your comments were all hilarious. So keep doing it. Just keep doing it. We're cool. Chuck says it is overused, yes, but remember this is before Breaking Bad, and there has to be a reason that Saul knows all about Ed the Disappearer in Breaking Bad. Well, because he's going to get the book. We know he's going to get the book. He has the first episode shows the book that the veterinarian, I forget his name. I keep forgetting his name, but the veterinarian has that book, that Zodiac book that he calls it. He's going to get it. He's going to buy it, and then that's how Saul's going to get all his contacts, including,
Ed. I wonder if that's how he's going to get rid of the body. Something to do with the book.
I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest. And he also says, plus it's foreshadowing how Kim was the one who noticed the card. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. That's interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind. So Jake Break Model 94 says, I've just heard a lot of opinions that the vacuum sales has been overused and the writers wouldn't use that as an exit again.
I guess, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it makes sense for Kim to use it. But
Robbie G says, my take, Kim gets a sex change and becomes Walt Heisenberg, a la Raymond Reddington being a woman in Blacklist. I have not watched Blacklist.
Wait, what?
Raymond Remington being a woman in Blacklist. Blacklist is the show with James Spader.
I watched the first few seasons of Blacklist before it went off the rails. So
at least I think that's the one with James Spader, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I did not hear about this Raymond Reddington being a woman nonsense.
Yeah. So yeah, we got that. Michael H says it's American as. Hey, Az is awesome. I am not Az. I am.
Dude, that's a compliment. American Az.
I'm much younger than Az. I'm bald.
That's a huge compliment.
I got to lose some weight. Got the cheeks and stuff. It's American.
That's a huge compliment, man. Look, take it.
Yeah, that's true. Skrill TV says, "Who are you?" Question by Howard. Asked Lalo, of course, said, "Nobody. I just want to talk to my lawyers." Lalo knew he would be a problem, which is why he didn't have his gun suppressed yet. Hey, Chicago, what's up? Yep, that's right. Hopefully they ended strong, unlike The Walking Dead. I gave up on The Walking Dead after season 8.
Yeah,
which took me longer than my friends. My one friend Marty gave up season 7. Once he saw the first episode of season 7, he's like, I'm out.
Yeah,
it's been what Negan did. He was like, I'm out.
It's been a while since I stopped watching.
Yeah. And I got another subscription from Robbie G. Well, thank you, Robbie G. Vulcan salute for you. Judo Joker says, I think Jimmy's ending will parallel Jesse's and El Camino, him finally taking his life into his own hands. I hope so. I was happy with Jesse's ending. Ultimately, I didn't want him to die. And there was a point where Vince Gilligan was considering having Jesse get caught. And it was Peter Gould that told him, no, let him get away. Let him get away. So it was Peter Gould. Peter Gould's the reason why Jesse, manages to rebuild his life and, get away from everything and in Albuquerque and go to Alaska. He said goodbye to his family. He had to say goodbye to everybody. And it was a very meaningful ending. The only thing I wasn't a fan of in El Camino was the too much overuse of flashback. I like Todd's actor, Jesse Plemons, but his actor put on so much weight. It's noticeable. It's so noticeable to the point where, I mean, he was still a scary character. I mean, he was scary in Breaking Bad, but I didn't find him as scary because of all the weight he put on. It was just such a distraction for me.
It was, yeah. I agree.
And I'm talking about someone who's overweight, but I wasn't thin like he was back. I wasn't thin like he was back then. But yeah, I still really enjoyed El Camino. I don't think it's nearly as good as Better Call Saul, but I still enjoyed it. I kind of wish there was more. I was hoping for El Camino that Jesse was like racing, he's staying like 1 or 2 steps ahead of the police. And the thing was, the police and law enforcement, the DA wasn't a factor in the movie at all. It was just him looking for money and flashbacks to the neo-Nazi dudes who compared to Gus and Mike, the neo-Nazis are nothing. But they do kill Hank. They're the ones that kill Hank and stuff. Yeah. So I think it would have been better if it was Gus and Mike that did the Ozymandias stuff. But I guess Walt had to climb the ranks and beat Gus to become the thing, and then you have these schmo assholes that basically do the Ozymandias thing and kill Hank, and everything starts to go wrong. So how about a Badger and Skinny Pete?
I don't know how much.
Badger and Skinny Pete did. Badger did, or it was Badger that was. They were all high or something. This was at Jesse's place, I think, when Jesse was having all the people with him partying every night because he didn't want to get killed. He didn't want to stay alone. I think it was at the house where they try to pitch a Star Trek episode, original Star Trek episode. I forget what the pitch was. It was hilarious though, because apparently I know that the people that make Breaking Bad were fans of Trek, and one of the things that drew me to Saul right away, especially with the whole RV situation in Breaking Bad, he literally tells Walt, he's like, even the Starship Enterprise had a self-destruct button because they're trying to get rid of they have to get rid of the RV. And I laugh so hard because I'm a big Star Trek fan.
Yeah,
classic Star Trek, not the new stuff. So, but yeah, it's stuff like that just made the Breaking Bad and this show very endearing to me. So, Judo Joker says, you know what I would actually be a fan of, and not just because I think Kim is a great character. I'd be okay with a prequel with Kim's mom and young Kim. You know what's funny? That actress that plays Kim's mom looks just like her. Is that that's not Ray Seahorn? Is it? Is a different actress? I
don't know.
Because it looks a lot like her.
Yeah.
But with maybe she was wearing contacts to make her eyes look different color or something. But that actress looked a lot like Ray Seahorn. Like they looked like her mother. I could buy that being her mother.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So Gus prequel will be good. Nothing else though. Yeah, I'd be okay with a prequel with Kim's mom and young Kim, and of course Gus prequel will be good. Heck, maybe a young Jimmy and Chuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just don't force it. That's just
Yeah, well, these writers do not force stuff. If they have a good idea, they're going to go with it.
Yeah, sometimes you just
yeah,
let it go.
They take their time. I mean, these guys take their time. They write. They take very long time to write. They don't just they don't keep a schedule. They're ready when they're ready. Like Better Call Saul doesn't come out a year later. It might come out a year and a half later. It might come out maybe 2 years later in this case. So I mean it varies, but they write their seasons are what makes them good is that their seasons are ready when they're ready. So they have that bargaining power. And I think AMC, they have such a good Gilligan has such a good relationship with AMC that not only was because I don't think Saul gets a whole lot of ratings and stuff. I don't think Saul gets a lot of ratings. They only get like 1 or 2 million viewers per episode for the last few seasons. Right. So, but they managed to keep it on because I was always concerned that they would pull the plug and cancel it.
It's like, oh shoot, what was that one? I can't. If I think about it, there was a really good show on. I think it was Stars. I think I canceled. It was like parallel dimension show, but it was a really good show, and they just couldn't get any viewers. Counterpart. That's it.
I haven't seen it. I've heard it was good though.
It was really good. The last season's rushed because they had to finish it. So because they wouldn't renew it. So that's a shame. It was a really, really good show.
Ben says here, would love to see a spinoff involving Nacho and how he started selling with Tuco, pre-wheelchair Hector, Tyrus, and Victor backstory.
I don't know. It would be hard just because he's dead.
Yeah, So
for me, that doesn't mean the content might not be good, but it's just a little bit hard. I have trouble with that when
hey, look where it ends up. Look who's here. Okay, you probably never seen Magnum Force, but
man, you have a star-studded chat today.
Magnum Force, Frank Palancio himself, the guy that they, if I remember correctly, they think they're trying to pin all the cop murders or all the criminal murders on him. But then they it's the one time he kills actually one of the vigilante cops. I think the one played by Tim Matheson. Sweet. I know. I just watched the Dirty Harry films not too long ago, and I did a Dirty Harry review. So if you like Dirty Harry, check out my review. It came out. I uploaded it a few weeks ago. So Magnum Force one's going to be a future review. So Lalo, let's talk. But yeah, Frank Palancio was one of the criminals in the middle of the movie. We get to see a stunt where Harry is on a car hood and gets knocked off. So in the first movie, he was on a bus, and in this movie, he's on a hood of a Cadillac or something. So, and he just crashes into a like a pole or something that's sticking out, something like that. So Frank Palancio. See, I know these things. So, so let's. So I'm going to be wrapping this up pretty soon, another 10 minutes. So try to read these as quick as I can. Eba says, I wonder if we'll see more Gene. We've got to, right? Yeah. 11,
bet
12,
on
and 13 will be Gene-centric episodes. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I
for
would
the
bet
rest
on
for
it.
the remainder of the season. So 7, 8, 9, and 10 will conclude the prequel aspect of it. Lalo will be dealt with, and episodes 11, 12, and 13 will deal with the future.
Gonna bring
maybe,
it home.
Maybe some Breaking Bad, stuff too. Who knows?
Yep.
Ben says, do we know how Howard's father died? Chuck killed himself. Rumors of staging Howard's suicide. Did Howard's father do the same? I don't think we know that.
I don't know. I'd have to look into that. I have no idea, to be honest.
I'll have to. Yeah, it's gonna require some deep lore. It's gonna require going over some deep lore. So, Robbie G says, also when Howard asks Lalo who he is, he says nobody. Reference to the movie. I still have to watch Nobody. Okay, that's funny. I did not think of that. Oh, we got aquatic ambience here. I know what aquatic ambience is. I did a Donkey Kong Country. I did a Donkey Kong 40th anniversary retrospective. Aquatic ambience is the theme to the Donkey Kong Country underwater levels, and I love it. It makes it just so ambient. I love those games so much.
Nobody's really good, by the way. I was muted, but Nobody the movie is good.
In what movie?
Nobody the movie.
Oh, Nobody. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, Nobody was.
I enjoyed it.
It's just weird seeing Bob Odenkirk as anything other than wimpy. Saul, I have bad legs.
He pulls it off. He pulls it off.
He lost, but he says because of his training and the exercise and stuff. That's why he was able to live through the heart attack. Yeah, so it's crazy, and plus he wasn't alone.
Yeah.
So Leah Trevino says Leopold and Loeb are from Cicero, aren't they? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see.
No idea.
Yeah, they actually are. They're from Chicago. My neck of the woods. Interesting. I don't know where in Chicago, but yeah, they're from Chicago. So Cicero is south of Cicero, south of Chicago, or it's west. It's west of like the downtown, but it's south of the northwest side. That's where Cicero is. So, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. So did Saul's phony PI cut off Walter White's car when Saul gave him the photos to take to Howard?
Oh my God, I have to look back at that. If that's true, that was freaking awesome.
And of course, what if the plot of the entire Breaking Bad story is Walter wanting to make computers run faster by using meth? His clients used the meth for smoking, making their gaming accounts so computers running faster. Oh, Walter White Gaming, you're crazy. You're hilarious. Dr. Caldera, that's the vet's name. Dr. Caldera. Okay. Joker says, I don't think Ed the Disappearer is overused now, but I think it would become overused if Kim used it. Yeah. And we have Chauncey Holt, and they have a 7-Eleven logo here. Nice. Is Howard warning his wife about Jimmy's antics pose a problem for Jimmy and Kim? I think they'll successfully cover it up. She wasn't really into what he was saying.
She didn't care.
She didn't give a crap. So
yeah, I don't know that she'd even paid attention.
And we have Yito Productions here. It's so tragic that there's now only 3 people in the world who truly knew what happened to Howard.
It's sort of similar to Nacho. His dad doesn't know what really happened to him or anything.
No, that's true. And I think this is another famous character, isn't this Carol Steinfeld? Who's the character in no, it's not. No, okay, no, that never mind. That's I'm thinking of what's it called? Hawkeye? Wasn't there Haley Steinfeld or something?
Yeah,
I don't know if that's an actress's name or the character's name. But Carol Steinfeld says the episodes are getting too far-fetched in terms of what the characters pull off.
I mean, I don't know. They're pretty under the gun this episode. I mean, this whole thing was planned out. It was D-Day. I mean, they barely pull it off by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah.
So, they weren't like, it wasn't just a foregone conclusion that everything was going to work. They were listening in on the conference call to make sure that everything went down as it would. So, I mean, they're pretty intricate plans, but they've shown they can pull some of this stuff off. So they're pretty ingenious with some of their maneuvering. I think somebody made a comment that just him running into the judge in the convenience store was a little bit lame, which I could get that. It's just a happenstance meeting in a convenience store, but I mean, it could happen.
Right here. Oh, right here.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit of a convenience, but you know what?
Yeah.
I don't care. It's one of those. It's like it's not. They don't overload the plot convenience in this show. So it's one of those. I'll let it go because it makes the story work. So
Ben says I rewatched the episode with Hank and Gomez, and Hank especially looks so old. Well, yeah, that's true. He does. He compared to 2008 because like my mom recently just started watching Breaking Bad for the first time. She's been watching Better Call Saul, but she hasn't watched Breaking Bad. But she started watching it, and she watched it the whole thing in 3 days. She's like, Brian, this show is so addicting, and I'm like, yep, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's addicting. So I want to read Ben's thing. I'm sorry I didn't read it. Ben says they keep mentioning Taco Cabeza and Better Call Saul. As we know, half of the deals Jesse ever did went down at Taco Cabeza. That's correct. That's true. Everybody pointed that out right away. So that was pretty cool. Ben also says to Chauncey, you're assuming Howard wouldn't have thought that the judge would be lying about when he got the cast. I think it would have went down pretty much the same way. Probably, yeah. Beam stomach. Crossover procedural sequel. CSI crossover procedural sequel. Let's do it. Peter, Vince, and Tom. Yep. Kim missing, Kim missing that meeting to reshoot the photos will probably come back up. That's probably what it is. Is it Ray's sister? I have no idea. Kim's mom isn't Ray Seahorn. In fact, she was 8 months pregnant in the scene last week.
Sorry, I went back and checked. That was not Walter White's car that he cut off. Just had to go check. That would have been too much if it was, but it wasn't.
So there's one thing that they brought up that's interesting. So Kim Wexler doesn't have a middle name. I'm curious if Kim Wexler did something and changed her name, kept her first name, but changed her last name.
It's possible, yeah. I mean,
it's curious because this.
But I mean, do they? I mean,
they bring it up in the last season when they get married.
Do they?
The judge brings like that's odd.
Okay, yeah.
Kim's mom is played by Beth Hoyt. Okay, she looks a lot like Ray Seahorn. By nobody, I mean the Odin Kirk. Like, yeah, we know. Yeah, we got you. I'm actually hoping that this will be it for the Breaking Bad universe. Don't oversaturate the market like Walking Dead did.
Agreed.
Star Wars or Marvel or Star Trek, especially the new stuff that they're coming out with, which is
sometimes you just call victory and leave the field. Yep.
Yes, it's called restraint. And nobody has restraint anymore. Too many spin-offs, prequels, that ruins the whole thing. I agree. I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I love Star Trek, I just wish they would stop making these crappy shows. Strange New Worlds is an improvement, but it's been 5 years and that's all they've managed to do. Heck, the Orville's been out longer and it's better. And it's not even a Star Trek show. So... yeah, and of course we got this. I don't know what I'm doing. 86, and I like his avatar. He says this is epic. Yes, this is epic. I totally agree. So I think other than that, I think it's a good time to call night. Wow, 71 views, 71 viewers. Wow. Once again, I'm gonna say if you guys all enjoyed the stream, hit the sub button. Check out Steve's channel. It's in the link below. His channel is called Prophet of the Dragon.
Yep.
He's very big into Wheel of Time and Lord of the Rings too, right?
Yeah, fantasy-based stuff.
Stuff. So
I've been having fun with you doing this, so it'd be nice to branch out into some other things. But
exactly,
real life and work have been making that difficult. But throw some pity on a small YouTuber trying to get monetized, huh?
And don't forget to hit the like. And don't forget to hit the like button too.
We got lots of likes. We're almost at 50 likes for you here, I think. So it's been, pretty awesome. Wow. Yeah, pretty awesome. 70 viewers. Hopefully everybody
hit the like button if you haven't already.
I hope everybody comes back for July 11th to pick it back up, man, because this has been awesome. Everybody's so many good ideas floating around the chat, and it's been a lot of fun. I wish I could. I mean, I wish I could stay longer, but it's almost 2:00, and I got work at 6 a.m.
Yeah, it's 12:40 by me. So we've been on for almost 3.5 hours now. So about as
but dude, man, it's
longer than
flown
The
by.
Godfather Part 2.
I could probably go another hour if I didn't have to go to work, but life, what can you do?
We got one quick question right here. He says, "Can you clear up what Kim, Jimmy, and the PI did with the photo that made Howard look at as the blonde sound guy?" I think they switched him. He switched.
Yeah, no, I think well, because you see distinctly, Saul has 2 envelopes, so I'm assuming that it played out exactly like Howard said it did. Was pictures, put the whatever it was to make his eyes get dilated and sweaty on the pictures that he saw. He put the pictures down, went to the meeting. It wouldn't take much for the PI just to sneak back into his office and switch the envelope. So I think Howard's take on it, that the PI snuck back in and switched them, is probably dead on accurate, I would think, because he had both envelopes.
Okay.
I would think. If I watched the scene closer, maybe he slipped them before he even left the room. I don't know. But I know he had 2 envelopes going. He had 2. Saul gave him 2 envelopes. I know that for sure.
We got another question from Robbie G. I heard that Odenkirk's heart attack happened after a Ray plus Patrick plus Bob scene, and he felt like celebrating with the cast, maybe as a farewell for Patrick F. And this was the scene. Well, that scene gave him a heart attack. As horrible as this might sound, that would be the scene to give you a heart attack.
Yeah.
But the thing was, the good thing was Bob wasn't alone, and he had people to call right away. Unfortunately for someone else that had a massive who had a heart attack, Carrie Fisher, she was on a fucking plane. She was on a plane, and they couldn't land her right away, so she was without oxygen for that's why we lost her. She was in critical condition, and they just couldn't revive her. That's why she passed away. It happened. She was on a book tour, and it just happened on the airplane. So it's a good thing Bob's still with us. He's from Chicago. He's from Berwyn. So we're all thankful that Bob's still with us, and that the cast, everybody's, that they're able to complete this show. Because I mean, sometimes shows and manga, like for my case, the manga Berserk won't ever be completed because of the creator passed away. That's a reality of being a fan of something, is that there's a possibility that they might not be able to finish it for reasons, losing someone, and a writer, an actor. It's hard, and fans are worried about George R. R. Martin not finishing the Game of Thrones books because of that reason. So
yeah, they have
as far as I'm concerned,
worried.
So as far as I'm concerned with that, I'm over Song of Ice and Fire, George R. R. Martin stuff. So
most are. I may be on board with you looking at that show, but I don't expect anything.
No,
House of
exactly.
Dragons gonna be garbage probably.
We got
Who
another.
knows?
Thanks for subscribing, Rocky Hill Guy.
More subs.
Vulcan salute. Thank you so much. So once again, other than that, this was a great episode. I would give this a 100. And what did I give episode 3? So I thought episode 3 was the best episode of the season. Now this episode is definitely the best episode of the season so far.
Yep, agreed.
So
100%.
This is I'll say out of 10, this is a 23.5 out of 10.
Yeah, no disagreement here.
Why is it 23.5? I don't know. I just made the number up.
Why not?
Right off of bed. Void that is called my head, my brain. So, but this was so it paid off. I love seeing shows where you don't know all the details, and they show it to you on the screen in such an awesome way that it was just it was ridiculous. And I did not see the ending of this season. I heard rumors that it was going to be shocking. I didn't think it was going to be this shocking. I didn't think we were going to lose Howard like this.
Yeah,
honestly, I did not.
Yeah, I intentionally didn't pay attention to anything, so I went in completely cold. So I didn't know what to expect, but it was awesome. It was fantastic.
Yeah. So. And of course, so once again, once again, everybody, thank you. I know I've been saying this a lot, but if you have the means to hit the red subscribe button, hit the like button. Like button really helps gets this out. And it just and if you guys want to stick around, leave a comment and say what you agree with and disagree with, because I'm sure not all my takes you guys agree with. So just
like hearing those series, like hearing those series.
You can tell me how great I am because the millennial in me needs the validation, you know. So just saying. But other than that, I loved talking. Everybody had great. The chat was awesome as always. Bigaloo 323 says, great episode. This last second fear in Howard's voice when Lalo drew his gun made that scene, and he's so much more devastating. Yeah, I know I'm going to rewatch this. I'm going to watch Talking Saul now, and I'm going to rewatch the episode. It's crazy.
So good, man.
All right.
Absolutely great.
All right. So anything else you want to say?
No, thanks everybody. It's been awesome. We were at 72 people here. It's been I hope you all join us for like I said, July 11th when we come back, because it's been fun talking to y'all. It's fun talking about the show because it's so good. So yeah, and thanks for all the subs to Nuporio, man. He deserves it. So you know, and hope we see you next time.
All right. Thank you. And just to let you guys know what I'm going to be doing next, I am going to be right now I'm working on a video project, Super Mario 64 retrospective. Still writing it, then I have to record myself, and then I have to create the video, I have to edit it, add clips and everything to what I'm saying. That's my current video project, and my next streaming or my next live stream will be with Steve and another guy, Salty Texas Steve. We're going to be talking about the Stranger Things, the first 3 seasons, because the first half of the 4th season drops on Friday on Netflix. So I'm looking forward to it. I saw the first 8 minutes of it. It looks dope. Now, will it be as good? Who knows? I'm hopeful that it's gonna return to season 1 form. I hope.
Agreed.
And so I'm gonna be doing that, and then I'm gonna be doing my Star Trek Strange New World stream for episode 4 on Thursday as well. And then after that, Orville New Horizons is going to come out, and that's going to be my next show I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to be doing that concurrently with Better Call Saul when Better Call Saul comes back. So it's going to be it's an exciting time for television viewers, because there's been a lot of crap the last couple of years, in my humble opinion. So, but yeah, so there's expect plenty down the line. I got plenty of stuff to be working on, so I can't wait to come back. So July 11th, next episode 8, come back and we will resume this conversation. Excuse me, with what happens next. So once again, thank you guys all for coming. I think this was a great stream. My largest stream I've ever had. Never had this many people watching me before. So I did not expect this. I thought everybody was going to go to Talking. It was great. Was going to go watch Talking Saul.
So
once again, I appreciate all you guys coming here to watch us, because I'm a relatively new YouTuber. I'm not as big as the Take and stuff, the One Take and Pete Peppers and the Vivid Kiwi, which are all great channels. Subscribe to them if you haven't. They're great. They do talk about so much stuff that even the both of us miss. So there's a lot of great channels out there. So other than that, everybody, stay nerdporial. May the wings of nerdporials get you through the 6 weeks until episode 8 of season 2, Better Call Saul. And then other than that, everybody, live long and prosper.